friends and subscribers.
Thanks for coming to the channel. We're an adult here. We're not a minor. Everything we do and say is according to YouTube guidelines. Past, present, and future lives. We always follow the guidelines. Gotta wash some dishes up, folks. My roommate, he cooks very interestingly, and it makes piles of dishes within just literally 2 days. He just washed them 2 days ago, and there's another mountain. The way he does cooking is interesting. So the littlest amount of dishes, what's the most I can make? Pretty much. And he leaves food sit around, and he wonders why there's little gnats. That's why. Anyways. Let me see if I can get in the algorithms. I skipped one day yesterday. See if we can get back in the algorithms. Who knows? Let me set my extra pizza for later over there. He makes this soup that has kind of an interesting smell that attracts gnats like crazy. It smells a little bit like rotten food, the way that the soup is he likes making. And so it makes a bad smell in here, and it brings in the gnats. Let's see here. Let me check something real quick. Change this to no translator and all messaging. Of course, it has to crash. There we go. Is it back to all messaging? No, it's not, but it is now. All right, there we go. Had to fix something real quick there. Who's that? Practice run or something? Thrasher, maybe? What's up, Micah? Oh, I'm not cooking right now. I'm cleaning. Washing dishes. Gonna wash dishes. Get some hot water going. How you doing, Micah? Welcome back to the channel. Everybody that's in the channel, thanks for coming by. Our channel is about outdoor stuff. So if you like cave exploring, mine exploring, hiking, some shooting content, repelling. I have some repelling into mine shafts that I recently posted. We got another one coming for you, part 3 of 3. Check it out. Thanks for coming by. Got a giveaway coming up next month. Good, how are you? I'm doing pretty good. I needed to recuperate a little bit, so I didn't do much today. I worked a little bit on my shotgun that I was rebuilding, trying to get the triggers fixed, so that way when you pull the hammers back on that antique firearm that I'm refinishing, that they'll actually lock. I had to put some spacers underneath the trigger bar where it screws it tight. It was putting it too tight so it wouldn't grab, it wouldn't have enough play. So I put some spacers in there, some cardstock. Worked perfect. What's up, Tony? We're doing pretty good. Gonna scrub up some dishes. Scrub a dub dub. Hey, DH, how's it going? Sorry I didn't go live yesterday. I didn't mention anything about it either. I was just pretty tired. I didn't do a lot yesterday, Sunday. Kind of been feeling under the weather the last couple days, off and on. Tomorrow I'll be hanging drywall for my brother-in-law. Always a cowboy, yeah. And I'm just back from work. Yeah, fun times. What do you do for work? I don't know if I ever asked. Let that soak in a little bit. Fun times at junior high. Or something high, I forget what it was called. Never watched it, so I don't know. Fairmont High, wasn't it? Fun times at Fairmont High? I forget. You dress the part too, DH? You dress like a cowboy as well? 6 people in the chat. Appreciate y'all coming by. Hope you're having a blessed day today, or morning. Maybe you're across the pond and it's almost morning over there. Could be. I have some subscribers over there. Subscribers. Mr. Rhodes is from over that way. He's from Australia. He's not in here though. He's usually towards the end. I have my dentist appointment on Thursday at 11 p.m. in the morning. Some people hate the dentist. I've never had a tooth pulled from them, so that could be why I don't mind them. I've had my teeth cleaned, yeah, and stuff like that, but... Oh, for you it's AM, yeah, I'm sure. What's up, Rodney? So, last I checked, Rodney, on your order, they said, let's see, the last thing on your order was... I sent them a screenshot of which one that I already had ready for you right before you approved it. I figured you would. And so they're like, can you send us the link then? I said, well, I already sent you which one it is. But I said, okay, here's the actual link. That was 2-3 days ago. I sent them the actual link for my website that is for that exact hat. And I told them, I said, I already sent you it, but in one email. And then the next one I said, later on in the day, I said, but here it is if you want it. And so I sent them the link. And that was Thursday, I think, or Friday, and I haven't heard anything. It's kind of how that business is, it seems like. It's a main business. It's called Printful or something like that. They print stuff all the time. But they do my shirts and my hats. At least that's who fulfills it. Printful, I think. So hopefully I end up making it, and hopefully you end up getting it. Have you gotten anything? Have you even gotten the shirt? Because it almost sounded like they sent nothing out. Because, see, the shirt's by the same company as well, Printful. Thanks for working through all that, Jerome. Customer service. Hey, we're trying. You were the first person who bought anything, and you're going to end up being the last one to get your thing because it was a hat. And unfortunately, they say that hat is only embroidery. I do like that hat better, but for some reason, they don't print that one. Like, I would like it better myself. I'm also on dish duty. Hey, what's up, Waits? Haven't got anything yet. Yeah, I think they've just been dragging their feet. Instead of sending the one off, fixing that, getting the one that's fine sent off, and then working through the issue, they're just working through the issue. To me, that's a little not customer service on their end. You should send what you can, but no, they want to send money on, they want to save money on shipping, so... what's his name's too? He should get his shirts. He ordered 3 of them the other day. Youth sizes. Let's see, what was his name? That was Raccoon. Raccoon got 3 shirts. His was the most expensive order so far. Or did he buy 4? Can't remember. Can't remember. Yeah, we just got done working a little bit on that shotgun that I did the case hardening with, the torch. The triggers wouldn't lock back, and so I took it apart and tried to figure it out. And when you tighten it tight the whole way, the triggers don't lock right. So I had to put some spacers of cardstock. That way, it's enough space that when you pull the hammers back, the triggers will lock, or the hammers will lock. Tactical got my order all packed up and ready to go. I'm excited for that. Nice. Hey, what's up, TDK? Daniel? Evening, sir, in chat. I didn't hear anything from you yesterday. If you wanted to meet up or something, I don't know how that all went for you, because I know you're traveling, so. Monsieur Daniel. Safe travels, hopefully. Down from the north. Speaking of which, Murphy's Diesel just dropped a new video, part 2, of that recovery and bringing that het home. Poor guy had a couple blowouts, or a blowout. Oops, I just spoiled it. No. Maybe he had more than one. He just posted that this morning at like 1 o'clock my time or midnight. I forget. I think it was about midnight he had it posted for. Murphy's Diesel. The guy up north, and hopefully I'll meet him someday. He's over in Ashford, Flagstaff area, northern Arizona off of 40. Can't find the breaker anywhere, and I had a dock appointment. Did you see the pictures I sent you of the proper one? And Home Depot and Lowe's has it off their shelf. A 50 amp Eaton QR, I think it was called. No, Simmons QR. I sent you a picture of it on email. Did you get it? Because my local Home Depot and Lowe's, they have them in, surprisingly, because sometimes they don't get everything that you would think they would because they're way out here in the boonies. The nearest Home Depot is about an hour. The next one over. Yeah, look at your emails. Oh, that would help. That would help. Thanks for those likes, Rodney. Where's the... Oh, there he is. Algebra and math, Mr. Hippie Desert. Yeah, I sent you some pictures of the proper one. I said it's equivalent. What you have is a Murray, and I think it was Simmons bought out Murray. So just get a Simmons one. That's a 50 amp. I think they're like a Simmons one, a 50 amp at mine. I forget what it is, how much it is. I think it was like 30, 40 bucks for a single 50. I actually had one the other day, but I took it back because I needed a 230s and 250s in the center to make it work. Yeah, I sent it right after we were talking the other evening. Remember we were talking about the breaker and you sent me an email? Right after the live, I mentioned I'd get to you. I said, oh, I'd look it up for you. And that evening, I took a screenshot of it and sent it to you, if I recall. It's either Lowe's or Home Depot. I think it's a Home Depot, if I recall. My local Home Depot had 5 of them or 4 of them. I forget. I think I have a 2050. It's got a 50 in the center and a 20 on the outsides, but you don't need that. What you need is just a 50-50. Oh, you're welcome. No worries. I try to abide by what I say I'm going to do. Sometimes I forget. Like with the crashed Honda. Took me a little bit to get to it for you, but I was like, oh, I need to get that. Pictures of that. Both like 5 minutes away. Oh, for you, Lowe's and Home Depot? My Lowe's and Home Depot, other than the ones I have here, like I was mentioning, the closest one, other than the ones I have where I'm at, Home Depot is an hour, and Lowe's is like an hour and a half one way. Now, if I have a Lowe's and Home Depot where I live, though. So if they don't have it, I got to go all the way into the outskirts of Tucson. That was my bad because of the pup. Oh, no worries, bro. No worries. You're going through a lot. Yeah, you're going through a lot, man. Like I mentioned the other night when you were on, I said, I'd really be torn up myself, especially if Skittles passed away. Yeah, because just today I was thinking about it quite a bit. It's like, what am I going to do when he passes? Because I was watching a little video clip of this guy who his dog passed away and how sad he was. I was like, man, what am I going to do when Skittles goes bye-bye? Yeah. Canela, it's going to hurt too. My big dog. I'm just not as close to her, even though I had her longer. Skittles and I, it's almost like we have a buddy relationship, Best buds forever, I gotta figure out what I'm gonna have for supper. Ooh, there. Somebody got water from something dropping on my toes. My toesy woesies. Hey, J-Dog, what's up, buddy? Thanks for coming by. How you been? Every once in a while, YouTube will give me an alert of you playing GTA or is it Call of Duty? I forget. Every once in a while I'll get one from them. Seems like it's a little hit and miss with you. Other people, nothing, and others all the time I'll get. Tony says, bro, you got the old popcorn sea line? Yeah, it is, unfortunately. Horrible stuff. It's peeling off in the living room. I don't think you can see it on the camera there. No, it's around the corner more. And then in the master bedroom where I'm at, it's got a little peeling too. Yeah, I don't like it. It's super hard to fix. You need to repair it. Best thing is to keep it unpainted and peel it off and then texture it. Oh yeah, I haven't been on it in a while. Working on it right now on break. Okay. Oh, you can just seal over it. No, like it's totally missing sections like this big that peeled off from the drywall. It's a mobile, so it will do that more so than on a house. My house has the same stuff. Yeah, most mobiles do. We had a house when I was growing up that had it. I remember my sister or one of my brothers getting one of those little popcorn pieces in their eyeball. That's the thing that's not cool about it either. But yeah, it doesn't stick very well to the ceiling, especially if you got a mobile home that the roof moves a little more with weather. And then it's just going to break off and peel and flake. So yeah, that's what it ends up doing. But yeah, if you end up painting a popcorn ceiling, it's really hard to take off more so than if you just leave it. And oh, another thing too, it's so hard to clean. So hard to clean. Like around that fan, they used to have a bigger fan base on it, like this big, maybe a hugger or a big base with a shaft like that one. And there's a ring of dust and debris right there, but you go to wipe it off and it's gonna just make the popcorn ceiling fall off. Yeah, my pop's house had it in his house. Yep. Our house was built in 65, so we got it. Oh yeah? This is actually a 2000 or 2001. Evening, everybody. What's up, AT? I think it says it on this door here. What year is this booger? It was made in Goodyear, Arizona, around the corner from where you are near, TD, by Caveco Industries. It's for Zone 1, which I'm not sure what that's for. Central Arizona is what they're saying. Or, sorry, Central USA. 54,300 BTUs. Good for outdoor temperature up to negative 57. What a lie. 28 by 44 is the size of it. 28 wide by 44 long. I don't see a year on this thing, but if I recall, it's a 2000 or 2001. What does this say? That's just what the sticker date is. 94, but it's definitely newer than that. What's up, Dane? How's it going? Dane Gilhassan. How are you doing? Thanks for dropping by. Hanging with the desert gang. It wasn't quite so hot today, thankfully. It got to about 92, 93 today. It's going to be a cooler week the next few days, supposedly, by a few degrees. Last week it got to 101 the day I was in the attic. And then it got down to like maybe 96 last week, the coolest. What's up, J-Mac? Well, that sounds about right, though. Yeah, I didn't realize I had them in, let's see, back in 93 when my parents had a house made. It had a popcorn ceiling in it. Yeah, it'll be hot here in PA. Yeah, I heard about that. See, my brother lives in Pennsylvania, and he sent me a screenshot of what their heat's going to be like, and they're going to hit 100 over there. Stop making popcorn in the early 2010s, at least here. Okay. Has a tire ever melted because the road is so hot out there? I don't think car tires. I have had a bike tire get gooey and soft because of the heat. Now, that's because it was a special tire. It was one that was supposed to get super tacky under heat. I think it was called the Rock Hopper or something like that. On a bicycle. I had a bicycle tire. And when it sat, the tires, when it was, the tires got low. And it got all like gooey and goopy. So if you'd pump it up, it'd just get a big old egg on it and kind of go boom. Had the soles in my boots melt in Phoenix. I have had the tires on my luggage in Fresno, California, when it was about 103 outside, melt when I was rolling around the parking lot. My little roll-on, I just bought it that day. Sorry, not that day. A couple days before that in Pennsylvania. Actually, it was the last time I was there. I bought it over there, and the wheels melted off. Diabolical. It didn't. It reset that again. I put off auto translate earlier. Oh well. But yeah, it'll get pretty hot around here sometimes. AT. Yep, AT's in the house. I've never had shoes melt though. And I've been in Phoenix. I've worked in Scottsdale. I've worked in Tucson. Tucson's been a while ago, but and my uncle lives in Tucson. He does construction, handyman repairs and stuff. I don't think he gets any melted shoes, but Phoenix is definitely hotter. I've never had anything melt over there other than myself, maybe, feeling like I was melting. My Nike Airs popped one time when I was younger. Oh, the Nike with that little balloon thing in the back on the sole. The soles of your feet, you're precious. Got destroyed. My precious. Poor guy. His Airs, his Jordan Airs. Kapop. Oh no, Mom! My foot! Melting, I'm melting. What's up, Linda? How are you? Thanks for coming by. Yeah, we're talking about how hot it is in different places. I live in Arizona, so it gets pretty hot here. I'm in southern Arizona, high desert. I'm about 4,200 feet above sea level. So I'm closer to the sun, so you can get sunburnt fairly easily where I'm at. And then I have the mountains beside me that are sky islands. They're 8,000, 9,000 feet. They're going to be like Olaf the snowman. Poor guy from Frozen. I haven't seen those in forever. Well, they have 2 or 3 of them out, I think, right? It's hot here in Kansas, about 90s. Yeah, Kansas would have some humidity, although we're starting to get some because we have our, we're getting into our, what do you call it, season? Our El Nino seasons, the monsoon season. Gypsies in Arkansas, that's really hot over there. My neck of the woods today, not sure what humidity was, but it was muggy. Yeah, heat index was 115 here today. Wow, J-Mac, what's going on over there? It's the Wicked Witch of the West. Louisiana here. Oh yeah, and then your humidity was 100, right? Probably more like 110 as well. 110%. Oh, ball me, 110% humidity. And you're only 80 degrees. No, I'm joking. That'd be really bad. Talk about going backwards in life. Yeah, I haven't been to Louisiana in a long time. Last time was back in 04? No. 2002 maybe. It was during COVID. I went on a plane and everything. I went to a wedding back in, I landed in Louisiana, in New Orleans. Flew back there for a wedding. One of my buddies got married that I served at in Honduras at a mission, a children's home. I actually took his place there. He was the handyman guy there, and I took his place. His term ended, and I took his place. Only look at real feel. 80 degree can make you sweat bad here. Oh yeah, real feel is a little more accurate, I think. Real feel for me was, I think it said it was 92 and it was going to get to 92. What's up, Desert Jim, bro? Oh my, I didn't see that one yet. Did you create another account? That one looks funny. That's me if I was on steroids. I'm not. Excuse me. I think I have a plate and a bowl in my room. Let me go see if it's in there. Yep. And a coffee cup, coffee mug from leftover coffee today I had. The donkeys are outside chomping around on something. Mama donkey seems like she might be getting sick maybe. Had the runs, it looks like, which is kind of rare for the donkeys what they're eating to get that. Yep, Desert Jim, bro. Instead of Desert Jim Rat, Jim Bro. He's a desert Jimbo, not a Jimbo. Now Jimbo is what's his name? J Mac is Jimbo. That's Jimbo. That's what people call him. Jimbo. Everyone can have the crap sometime around. Yep. Well, the mama donkey seems like she's got it. The little one, she doesn't look like she's having it, so who knows? I'm not going to stop making these parody accounts. It's not really that hard to do. To link them, it is, though, because you can only have 2 accounts, I think, on one phone number. So you have to use another phone number to make those legit, to link them. If you want to do hyping, if you want to do, obviously, get into the program for, what do you call it? What do you call that thingy? Their program for making money on YouTube. Monetize, there we go. So my two my accounts are set up. Obviously only one's monetized, this one. Because the other one, I don't go live that often at all on it. It's been a while since I went live on that one. I should go live on that one with my tablet next to this one. YouTube will block them all. Oh, it will eventually, probably, if you're not active enough. Or if it thinks it's a bot, or not, it'll just do it for the anyhow. It'll just do it because it wants to do it. Probably just change the names and profile pictures every so often. Yeah, hopefully that helps. Because I have 2 that I use regularly. This one and my outdoor channel. But then I have 3 others that I do. All I do with those is leave... pretty much anyways, is leave people's likes and subscribes. One's called Desert Armory and More 2, but it's not spelt that way. And then the other one's called Handy How-Tos. And then the other one's just my name, Jerome Grunwald. Be right back. Yep. Marie and more. What's the donkey chewing on now? Chomp, 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 chomp. I don't know what she's trying to chew on. But yeah, I mostly just use the 2, the outdoor one and this one. The outdoor, I post the same exact videos that I put on this one for the outdoor stuff. The gun stuff's not over there. Sometimes you'll see one because I'm hiking or something like that, and I got one on my side. Or cave exploring. Some caves I have them on, or old mines. The other day I had one on me when I was exploring the mines that I couldn't get into. Alright, I'm back! So am I. I had to answer that phone. It was my brother-in-law. I'm doing drywall for him tomorrow and the rest of the week. Because he's building a house. So we're building, we're putting drywall in for him because he doesn't really like drywall. I don't mind it. It's okay. I don't know if I'd rather do it for a customer, if I'd rather do it for a family member, because customer I could obviously charge more because I usually give my family discounts on labor. It's just, you know, it backfires a little bit because obviously I'd be making more if I wasn't working for a family member, right? Like my parents, I gave them a $300 or $400 discount for making that deck I made them. I told them, I said, I'd probably do it for this if I was doing it for a customer, so I'll take X amount off for you guys to help you out. But then after I gave them that quote, I forgot that I did need to compensate for travel time to go get the materials and back. I don't remember, did they pay me for fuel for picking those up? I can't remember if they gave me the fuel money for picking up the materials. Because we had to go to Tucson for them. Hey, parents have done so much for you. That's why it's like some of that we just wash under the bridge. There's so many things that a parent has done that you could never repay. And so that's why it's like at times you just don't charge them or just leave it as is, right? AT says, how was everyone's day? Mine was just slow. Slow and steady. Skittles, what's up, Skittles? What's up, buddy? What you doing down there? Wow, what a mess. My roommate, the way he cooks is the weirdest way. Sometimes it gets on my nerves. Like, he just cleaned the stove off the other day, really nice. And then he goes to cook and lets it all boil over. His soup he was making. He makes this onion chicken soup that has a weird smell to it that attracts gnats. It's kind of weird. Anyways, he let it boil over and it made a huge mess. At least gas stoves are pretty easy to clean off, these thingies. The little racks and the little covers over everything. At least they're decently easy to clean off. He should be home here soon. He might be getting the couple last things for his trip. He's headed out here shortly to visit someone in Ohio. One of his friends. During 4th of July. So he's leaving here shortly. If I would have made it higher priority, I would have gotten my old tractor running and run that in the 4th of July parade. That'd been cool. Last year I thought about it, but it was afterwards, so I was like, maybe next year I'll get it going. Nope. I didn't take the time to get it going. I have an old Cub Cadet from 45, is it? 49? It's the first generation. 48 and 49 was the first gen, and like 50 all the way to maybe 62, something like that, I forget. They had the other generations where they changed the ignition system and the coil. Like the cap and rotor system was different style. It's easier to get and cheaper. The first gen's harder and more expensive. I know because I bought the one, they sent me the wrong one. It was that from this tractor store I went to out of Fresno. I went all the way home and then they gave me the wrong one, so I go all the way back, return it, and they ordered me the right one. Thing is, I showed him all the info and what year it was. He sent me the wrong one. Literally, this is an hour and a half from my house one way at the time, so it wasn't the greatest. All this running around that was on my dime. I had someone that was interested in it, but he took forever to finally decide he wanted it or not. He's like, oh, is that tractor still around? I said, no, actually, Albert already took it down to Arizona. It's too late. Oh, okay. I told him the price months before. Because I have about $700-800 worth of labor into it. Of my own labor, time-wise. And probably about $1,000 worth of parts that I had to buy. Maybe not quite that. $500, $600. And then the machine itself, it needs work. The part that I'm a little not sure how to do is the electrical part. Because I've never messed with that type of coil system that's on there. It's a little bit different. Got a 39 Ford 9N tractor. It's really hard to find parts for. Yeah, 39 would be. I used to work on the 40s and 50s. Yeah, 39 is definitely harder. I think the oldest one I did of a 9N or 8N was a 47 or 45, something like that. What I like about those Ford 9Ns is they're easy to work on, they're extremely easy to find parts for normally, and people actually have them to use them. They don't normally restore those that often. People do, because I actually worked on one a guy restored. The engine went out on it and I got it rebuilt. Unfortunately, it had problems with that engine, and the people who rebuilt it wouldn't honor the warranty because he closed business. He was like, unless you can prove that I did it, You'll have to pay for my plane ticket to fly down there to look at it. The guy ended up taking it to another shop, and he had to spend another whole bunch of money to rebuild it. It was sad. 45 would be an 8N. HE, I was hot. Good thing I sweat like crazy, or I would have gotten a heat stroke. I still get heat strokes, even sweating a whole bunch. And drinking a lot of water. Like the other day, being in that attic got me pretty good. I was locking all up. People say it was lack of potassium. I don't know, probably. Possibly. Just about done with these dishes here. It's the last dish, I think. The last of the Mohicans. You get heat stroke when you stop sweating. All I know is I've had it and I was sweating too. So who knows? What's up, Dave? Let's see, I still got these center caps from the stove that covers up the, what you call it, the burners, to make them the right spread. Is Tactical still alive, or did he get off? I was gonna hop on his, but I was occupied.
I was occupied.
Occu. Does that mean it's 8-sided? An 8-sided pie? He got off. Yeah. An occupy.
Tap, 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 tap.
Let's see. Never stop sweating 100 plus in a plastic suit for hours. Plastic suit? We do hazmat stuff or something? Hazmat. Alright, that's the biggest one, right? Yep. Or spray cleaning or something, or heavy pressure washing. Let those dry. Here we go. Chemical splash protection suit. Yep. Wouldn't that be hazmat? Isn't chemicals considered hazmat? That stuff pays pretty good if that's what it is. Cleaning ovens with caustic foam. Oh, that's what you do? Typical heat stroke, you stop sweating, your skin gets clammy and cold to the touch. Well, a lot of times when I'm sweating, my belly is cold, but that's just part of our cooling system. Like, I'll be cold here, like actual coldness. But then if you get too bad, at least for myself, you start getting the chills, where you get the tingles and you're like cold chills. You don't want that. Caustic foam. Never heard of it.
Never heard of it, mate. What's caustic foam? I don't know.
So that short of the antique 16 gauge I got the other day, I after about 4 or 5 days, I think it was, I put it to public now. And YouTube, like I mentioned in the beginning of this live, nothing is ever for sale, past, present, or future. And we always follow guidelines. We've got signage there. We've got a sign back there too. Nothing is ever for sale. But here's the one we've been working on. I just worked on it today a little bit right before the live. Yeah, the arms weren't locking back into the triggers. And so I had to put some pieces of this stuff here, cardstock-like material, underneath where that trigger set bolts underneath. First I did it in the back, and once I tightened up the front one, it made it still not work right. So I had to put one underneath the front too. That way these triggers will latch on the spring sets that are in these. But she's coming out pretty good. Oh, and I glued this yesterday. I glued the cracked parts on the butt. I took it all apart again and glued it. We used some Gorilla Wood glue here. The ultimate. 14 times the size of single wides. Speaking of which, the big auction from T-Boss went live. Yep, I put a bid on one of them. That was Sunday or Saturday that went live. Here's that 16 gauge, by the way. AT made the comment that it looks nicer than some I get before other times. That is true. I believe the only thing I want to do with it is refinish the stocks, sand these down, strip them, and then refinish them with probably a walnut because I don't like blonde wood. It looked like the tip here broke at one time. I might do a little repair on that. And then someone put on an aftermarket butt plate. I didn't realize it until I figured it was, but you can tell where the metal used to wrap in that corner right there. So I need to see if I can find a factory plate for it. It's a 16 gauge made in when's that one made? 1895, 97, somewhere around there, because it was able to be acquired and sent to me by my laws of the land here where I live. So it's like industrial strength, easy off with little chlorination. Okay. Yeah, someone already refinished the metal bits on that thingy. The barrel they definitely did, and possibly the other stuff. It's shape. The wood finish though is peeling off. It's missing for the strap on the barrel and then the strap on the butt. Leon says, are all your side-by-side splinter foregrip, or do you have any beaver tail? So here, I'll show you the different styles I have. So we've got the round over there. That's a round over. That one's flat. That one's a little bit steeper rounder. That one's a round over. That one's a round over. And then this one down here, let me take this plastic away, is a small round over. I'm still working on that one. This one here that I'm working on is a flat with a cap on it. Plasma says, say meow, meow. And then my 10 gauge in that sock is not an antique. That one is a flat, if I recall. Kind of like that. What's my room? Ouch! What's my roommate beeping his horn about? Oh, the donkeys are in his way. Hey, Mama, come on. Get out of his way. Come on, donkey. Donkey's getting in the way of my roommate coming in. He's gonna keep honking at it, and it's just gonna go bang and kick his car. Come on, Mama. What are you doing? What are you doing? She was riding away. She was riding away. Yep. I think that's a first. He got in his way when he was coming inside. A donkey got in the way. Foregrip is the front piece. You mentioned about beaver tail. What'd you say? Splinter foregrip? The foregrip is the front bit. Oh yeah, I have a couple different styles. Here, I'll get back to over those. They come off different ways. That'd be the fore-end foregrip. Yeah, is up by that removes. You have to drop it off before you drop the barrel. Sorry, I had to clear my throat there. Canela, mosquitoes. All right, back in here. So we've got a different varieties. So that one's got a little lip on it like that. This one's got a teeny lip and an insert piece on the bottom. I think that one has, if I recall, a little key, I call it. That one's more of just an angle. That one's an angle. That one's more flat, like a beaver tail. This one's got a little angle to it. This one, it's a small angle as well. This one didn't belong with that. I had to find it. That's why it's a little beat up. And this one's really small, really short, that one. I think I have two of them that do this little lip like this that curves up. One's made in England and the other one's made in Belgium, a 10 gauge. And I'm not sure about my 10 gauge Beretta Silverhawk double barrel that I did both barrels with on pulling the trigger. Can't remember.
Nella. What's up, Canella? What's up, my doggy? My doggies?
Nella, come.
Ouch, I keep stepping on stuff. Get out. In there.
Keep stepping on pokies or something. I just swept this morning.
I don't know what I stepped on.
Hey, what's up, Don J? Did you see the short? My members would have saw it at first because I posted over there for like 3-4 days. I acquired this quite a while ago. I just hadn't have it shipped yet, and so it just got shipped recently. It came in Saturday, or was it Friday? It was Friday it came in. So yeah, Friday I posted a video about it. It's a 16 gauge. It's an antique, actually. It's made in 1895 or 97, 98, somewhere around there. So I have two 16 gauges now, but only one that's an antique. This one right here is a Zastava M75, made in Yugoslavia. It's from the 50s. But this one's from the late 1800s, 16 gauge. It doesn't have the original butt plate, so I need to find that. This one's made in Germany, by the way. And it had a repair there I need to fix. The metal itself's very nice. I'm not going to even touch the metal. The wood, I'm going to strip the finish and put probably a walnut finish on it because I do not like blondish looking wood. And then we'll put some true oil on it. Yeah, it's pretty cool. 16 gauge. I got to get some 16 gauge brass for it, which is hard to find. Buffalo Cartridge, I think it was, finally had theirs in stock. They alerted me showing it was in stock. So I can get a box of 25 for $35, I think. Your dad is back in jail. I didn't know he ever was in it in the first place. I need to find a nut for putting this one together here. I need to put that one together. But it needs a nut welded on the back end of those trigger sets because the threads are stripped out. Or if I weld it shut and thread it, that would work too. That's probably what I'll have to do because they don't make a lot of room for those. We got this one going. Don J. We did the case hardening on it with a torch. The triggers weren't working very well, and so I just took it apart a little bit ago. Put some spacers of cardstock in there. And it works now. Now the triggers those hammers will lock back with the triggers. So, what did he do? I don't know. Yeah, what did he do? Something unmentionable. Throw my sister punched me in the face. Oh, dude, that's not good. That's called domestic violence, which is uncalled for. Yeah, you can't have that. I need to get you guys some pew pew content too. Maybe I'll sift through some old stuff I have and see if I got anything to post. Oh, I do. Of a slow-mo of me pulling the string on that Schneider when I was using the homemade bullets. I pulled it too hard and the whole table fell down. Threatening to do that to you. That ain't nice. If that's actually what happened, that ain't nice. No study, Bob. Oh, and I have a slow-mo of me pull the string on that garden gun too. Checking the ammo on that. Because that was an experiment. I was seeing if something would work, and it will. In this country, nothing happened if there is no proof. How's there not proof when there's a red substance on the floor in the house? How's that not proof? Sounds like proof to me. Sounds like proof to me. Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. I mean, if that's in the USA, I mean, normally bruising and blood would be proof enough. And other injuries. I need to fire some of my 38 special rounds I made for my dad to see how they perform. You were the proof. Well, yeah, that would be proof. And if there's any bruising on your sister, or you said there's blood around, so the other thing didn't matter. Oh, threatening to make a projectile hit you. Threatening to make a projectile hit you by means of a pull of a trigger. Yeah, Dave, you didn't know I reload? You haven't seen any of my lives when I'm reloading? I did a whole bunch of lives reloading 9mm. Just I couldn't show a lot of detail because you're not allowed to on YouTube. So it'd be like at a different angle. No, I reload I did the last batch I did was 38 special. Let's see. I did 38 special and 357 Magnum cartridges for my dad. And then I did 357 regular loads, I think it was. Before that, I would have did the same, if I recall, and 45 Colt, 44 Magnum, a whole bunch of 9mm. I did probably 600 rounds of 9mm, I think. Well, stay safe, Mr. Rich. And then I do 338 Lapua. I do my 3220. I do my 2520 because they're hard to find. Especially 2520. I do, they're expensive. I reload my brass shotgun shells for my old antique firearms. I make my own ammo for my 25 rimfire out of 17 WSM. I make my own 5.77 Schneider ammo from 24 gauge shotgun brass. I did that on a live too. How to do that. What else have I reloaded? I have stuff to reload 45 ACP now. I didn't have the dies, and I found at the pawn shop. I just haven't reloaded them yet, and I haven't reloaded those. Yeah, I haven't reloaded those yet. I need to get some dies for 303 and for 8mm Mauser and for 7.62 by 54R. For those three yet. Oh, and I got a whole bunch of powder too. The other day at that pawn shop. Definitely need a reloading friend. He have a friend in me. He have a friend in me. I just need a bigger table. My table, it's too thin, so it's actually cracking. I need a butcher block or something like that, a solid piece, or I can glue it myself. That needs to be like 1.5 inches thick. Butcher block, though, 2 feet by 6 feet is like $200 something for butcher blocking. So, yeah, for me to get a butcher block for my table that is powered so I can raise and lower the height. I rarely ever mess with the height, though. I have a RCBS stone chucker or something like that it's called, rock crusher or something. And then I have a, which works for 338 Lapua, that's about as big as it can load. And then I have a smaller one that's good for like small rifle and handgun. I haven't set that one up yet. So I have the table, I just need a top. Here's my table. So this is so thin, it's just particle board. Over there where I have my loading thing set up, it's cracking where it's hooked up at. So I need a butcher block on it and then switch all the controls here and then screw it to the legs that are on this one. The table itself's pretty good. It just needs a little more weight for the top as well as thickness so that it'll actually handle the press, especially when I'm doing when I'm case forming these big old boogers here. When I'm case forming these are my homemade Schneider rounds. Use a 24 gauge shotgun shell. And when I shape these, even after I anneal them with heat, you have to put a lot of pressure on the thing, and it just about broke the table the other day. It's a 58 caliber projectile. Big old booger. It's my biggest bullet I have. Because 338 Lapua is lighter than this. That's a 500 projectile. I forget how many grains of, I think I wrote it somewhere, how many grains of powder I have in these. Oh, 80. Oh, sorry, 70. I have 70 grains of Pyrodex in these. They said you could start out at like 67 and then go all the way up to 89, I think it was. I have to look it up again. I got some. Let's see. Okay, tops aren't hard.
hard to make? No, they're not hard to make. Someone was saying, "Oh, just make a wood frame, put 2x on it." No, I don't want any cracks in it. I want something that's solid. Like if you use 2x4s, you need to square all the edges up, clamp them all together nice, so they don't get cracks in them, so powder and primers don't drop in them. But yeah, I need to get a top. I need to get a top. But yeah, butcher blocks are way too expensive. $200 something for a size for that. Unless that's 4 feet long. If that's 4 feet long, it'd be cheaper. 4x2, it might be. I'm not sure. Anywho. Yep, that's the biggest bullet I have. What's up, AZR556? Thanks for coming by. Should I get a Mav 88 or Remington 870? If you have the money, get the Remington, but a Maverick 88 is very good too. If you can't afford a 870, they're pretty much the same thing, aren't they? 2x4s is a lazy way. Yes, it is. Yeah, that's the lazy way. I would either buy a butcher block or, yeah, cut the 2x4s and glue them all together properly so they're smooth, and then run it through a planer or belt sanders and stuff. Or buy hardwood and glue it together myself. Yeah, 870 is classic. If you can afford an 870, they're not too expensive. I have the Winchester 1200 from, I think, the 80s, and then I have the Sears and Roebuck that's from the 50s. That's pretty much the same thing, except it's either a 1100 series or 1200 series. It's a Sears and Roebuck. I use that as my skeet gun and my dove gun. Thing's perfect. It needs a little help on one of the slide spot welds came undone, so I need to weld it and then grind it smooth. Other than that, it should be fine. I just hit an 870. Got is maybe what you meant. Yep. No, they're good. Can't go wrong with them. It's a Remington for one. Of course, Remington isn't around anymore, right? They sold to... Who did they sell to? I don't remember who Remington sold off to. There was some for a lawsuit they lost, and it really affected them bad or something. I forget. Because, like, older Remingtons are worth more than... do I have any Remingtons? I have 2 Remingtons, 700s. One's a 270 from late 60s, a 68, 69. It's a shorter barrel, and then the 30-06 I have is like a 71, 72 Remington, 700 as well. Love my Wingmaster Magnum. Is that a pump or a lever? I don't know what those are. I forget. Or semi-auto? I forget. I haven't seen many of those Wingmasters. I can't remember. Pro here. This is what I use for bigger guns. Like when I'm using my really big gun, oops, that came off. It should just latch back in there. Yeah, because it's not adhered on. When I'm using that real big guns, I use earmuffs and earbuds back in. Remington is back? Well, they're their own again? I thought they sold to somebody. Yeah, these are Bluetooth too, these things. Did the adhesive come off of this or what? Because why did it come out? I'm not sure. I don't know, mate. It's supposed to latch the edge underneath. Huh. That's weird. I am back. Phone calls. Remington is back. 870 variant. Oh, yeah? Welcome back, TD. Did you look at the email real quick? Probably not. Let's see, I might have popped it in. No, I don't think I did. I think they shrunk. The things that hold these together, they shrunk a little bit. Interesting. But yeah, these are Bluetooth. They charge by USB-C. It's got a earphone, mic plug-in, Ear Pro. I bought some in a pair that were powered for my giveaway I had last time. More scam calls? Yeah, Remington sold out. Yeah, that's what I thought too, but I just don't remember who bought them out. Can't remember who bought them out. Sorry, my beard's itching. Need to take a shower. No, I didn't. Doctors keep calling. Yeah. Oh, you know what else I need for reloading dies? Earlier I was talking about dies I need. I need one for my 5.7 by 28. They're expensive. They're like as much as a rifle round dies or even more. They're like $50, $60 for the starting. That's not even the high end ones for the 5.7s. It's 5.7 dies. That's just the 2-piece. I want a 3-piece where it has the crimp, the set, the case shaper, and the crimp. Sometimes you got to buy the 2-piece and then the crimp separate. Just how it is. Anywho, I almost went live yesterday when I was in Dollar General for you guys, but I ended up just not even going live yesterday. Can I do 223? That is another one I do not have that I should get, because obviously I have lots of brass for 223 as well as lots of loaded. I should get one for that. 5.56 223, yeah. I do not have the dies for that. I need to get that because that's one that I only have one firearm that fires those, if I recall. Yeah, and I have two that fire 7.62 by 39, and I need to get for that too. Round Hill bought them when they filed bankruptcy, but most of their assets were purchased by Rem Arms again. I have a grip of brass for 224. That's an oddball round. It didn't really take off. The 222 did a little bit, but that was more of a deer hunting cartridge. The 224, that was pretty much the exact same size, if I recall, as the 223, but it just didn't take off because military didn't use that for their rounds. Oh, 223, okay. No, they actually had a 224, if I recall. It just didn't take off. Of course, the 22250, but that was a hunting round as well for deer. Rem Arms, how'd they get back on their feet? They figured out how to get out of bankruptcy without having to pay back what they lost, like Kmart did. They went bankrupt, but then they went and bought Sears, which was crazy. How when you went bankrupt? Beard's starting to get itchy because it's getting long. 79 was AK stuff. Yeah, I have two that fire 7.62 by 39. The SKS right there, and then the AK, which is right there. What's up, Monica? You are seen and loved by God. Amen. Amen. I'm a believer myself, and I preach the word too. My turn for preaching, I think, in 2 weeks. Not this coming Sunday, but the next, I believe. Mark 90. Mark 90. What's a Mark? I forget what a Mark 90 is. I miss yours. Me too, buddy. Me too. I like it where you could just buy any Craftsman tools you wanted and break them that day or the next day and come around and just walk in with it, and they'd exchange it back out. Towards the end, they started rebuilding the ratchets there in store, which I thought was pretty cool watching them do it. They change out the paws or the switches, kind of like Snap-on does on their trucks. Change out the stuff for you while you're waiting. The U.S. style AK. Oh, is that what that is? Okay. Mine's a Kalashnikov, but it's a USA-made Kalashnikov, which went belly up too, if I recall. And then my AR, which is in my bedroom, that's made by Delton, which is not around anymore either. They sold out as well. I don't know who acquired them or Kalashnikov USA. I don't know. I mean, that right there is my second most expensive firearm, I believe, or third. My first one is that double barrel shotgun. That's the 10 gauge. That was 1,800 cheeseburgers. And I think the AK was 11 or 12. And so is my FN57. That was 1,100, I think, too. And then my 338 Lapua was quite a bit, but that I got with 80 rounds and a big old case. What's up, Mr. Rich? is 80% vodka a lot? I have no idea how vodka is measured. Never had it. Wasn't Sears a company that kept Remington in business? I wouldn't doubt it because, see, Sears years ago, J.C. Higgins, Remington, and Winchester, they had their firearms made. Sears had their firearms made by those three companies: J.C. Higgins, Remington, and Winchester. Like the Westfield lever action that looks like a Marlin 336. It actually is made by Marlin, so I guess they use Marlin for their lever actions. At least that's what I've been told. So yeah, they used to have Remington firearms. I think Sears used to use some of them for their firearms. I forget when they quit the firearms because mine's made in the 50s, I believe. My 12 gauge, it's Sears and Roebuck. That's made by a Winchester. That one. It's a 1100, I think. Winchester 1100, 1200, roughly. Looks just like either one of them. Anyways. I was 15 and got my first PP from Sears catalog. Wow, that's cool. Yep. Yeah, because when I was born, I don't think Sears I was born in 1990. I think Sears already was done with firearms. More in the days that you could mail order a pre-cut house. Oh, from Sears? I think they quit that before you were even born. I think they quit that before I was born, Sears Homes. Remington was bought by a financial company just to get out of debt, then changed their name from Remington to Rem Arms, and then bought it back. We try that, we'd go to jail. They try it, they win. Right? Oh, I know they used to do houses. I know that. It's just I don't know if when they quit making houses, Sears. Because I know when I was small, they weren't. 35 years ago. Oh, when you were 15? That was 35 years ago. So you're older than 50, I thought. The 30s, I think. Okay. Yes, sir. Well, 35 plus 15 equals 50, doesn't it? I thought you were older than 50. Oh, you are 50. Okay. I was thinking you were a little older than that. For some reason. I don't know. I thought you were. No reason why. For some reason, I thought someone said you're older than that. That you're mid to late 50s for some reason. Oh, well. Some people think I'm older than I am sometimes, too. I tell them, well, I've been through a lot in life. I've had a lot of hardships, so maybe that's why. That sometimes I look older than I am. I mean, we are 36 now, so getting a little older. Every day. Every second, every hour of the day. Ooh, yeah. Yep. I look old school. I look old. Oh. Honestly, when I shaved my beard off, obviously if I shaved my beard off, I look younger. And when I had a mustache, I looked younger. When I had the handlebar style, to me, I looked older than I do with a full beard. People constantly say I look older than I am. And you have just a mustache, right? At least the other day you were on someone's live. You had a mustache. But I have seen you with more of a goatee scruff, too. Maybe it's just you needed to shave. Yeah, any facial hair usually makes you look older. But with that handlebar style, to me, I looked even older than I do with the full beard. And I looked, probably because I looked more mean and aggressive with that handlebar style that came all the way down. Like Hogan that I had for a few days. I've thought about maybe just going back to the mustache. I don't know. It's getting long enough right now. It's hard to manage. Yep, just a mustache. And yes, I just need to shave. Okay. That time you were on a live with me. I think you have to request friendship for that, like while you're setting up the live. I don't think you can do it while you're in a live. Maybe there's a way on a computer, possibly, but I don't think on a device, phone. Excuse me. Yep. I need to make another rack or buy another rack for my shotguns. I'll probably raise that one up and then put another one below it, or put that to the side more and put another one beside it here. Because I have this double barrel there, that 16 there, this 10, and then I have one on the ground here and one on the bench. Oh, hi, man. Welcome back. It's been a while. I have one that I need to install that I've had for probably 4 months on my TX22. I might have had it longer than that. I was just thinking about it yesterday, the day before that, thinking I just need to install that. I need to acquire some 16th inch punches and stick it in to punch out those rods, because I don't have any 16th inch. That's exactly what I mean. Want to do. I went with someone suggested. I bought the triangle piece that makes it go grrr, and some extra internal slides that wear sometimes. The other day I was having problems with it firing. The mags, when my dad was using it, was having a little bit of problems. He was letting my niece shoot it, which is his granddaughter. And some of the mags weren't working right, even though I've only fired it. That was the second time I brought it out, so I don't know what's up with it. What's up, Crunchwrap? Crunchwrap Supreme. I had one the other day. So I just went out and floated in the pool for like 2 hours on my back and just spaced out. Off staring in the sky, my neighbor, who is the Army specialist, retired, came out. Okay. He thought I was trying to delete yourself. Uh-oh. Crunchwrap Supreme. Yeah, I had one of those the other day. They're actually pretty good. Oh, I think they're pretty good, but you have to eat them fairly quickly. Otherwise, they get too soggy tasting inside, and that crunch that they talk about becomes soft. It's not crunchy anymore, the tostada piece in there. Thanks for coming by. I'm trying to remember if you've been in here before. If you have, thanks for coming back. And if you haven't, thanks for coming by. We do cave exploring, mine exploring, hiking, shooting content, rappelling off of cliffs into mine shafts, all sorts of cool stuff. And as many t-shirts are going to... Oh, I know who you are now. Doesn't matter, I'm just curious. I would have to look to see. It should show on your order roughly how long it's supposed to take. It should say on the order. I think it usually says 7 to 12 days, maybe, I think. I'm not really sure. I know who you are now. You're Raccoon. Yep, it's the rat. The Rat-coon. The Rat-coon. Yeah, I'd have to look on the order, and I can't get to it when I'm on a live, so unless I bring up my laptop or something like that, which is in my bedroom. I don't have it with me. Excuse me. This is an interesting question. I honestly want an answer from everybody. What is it not like to not know how to swim? I don't know. I've been swimming for years. My youngest brother, he doesn't know how to swim very well. He knows how to do a little bit. Hey, what's up there, Dallas? How's it going? Pop out, rock out, bars. He's dapping out. Yep. The reason I ask is because I grew up with there isn't any water and I don't know how to swim, and then I learned. Yeah, I grew up around water. Like, we used to take care of someone's pool every summer when she'd go visit in-laws from Puerto Rico. Her husband was Puerto Rican. I think she was Spanish or Mexican of some sort. I think she's more Spaniard. And so they'd go to Puerto Rico to visit during the summertime, and we'd take care of the pool in the summer. So we'd always swim in the summer. Theirs was a diving board, maybe like 8 feet, 9 feet deep. It was cool. I taught the kids how to swim. Their mom freaked out because they were doing it as little babies. My sister learned when she was about 2. They're like me, where they could just jump under the water and hang out if they want. Yeah, I can too. I can hang out under the water if I want to. I don't float up. Live in the river growing up. I never have not known how to swim. Okay, gotcha. The way I was taught how to swim, I was thrown off a boat. You either swim or sink, right? Hey, what's up, beautiful Earth? You changed your logo to a nice sunset instead of your mug with your hat backwards, I think, and you're like staring off into space with a goatee or something. I forget. For real, yeah. Yep. Yeah, my sister was, I think she was, it was before I was born. She's the oldest in the family, so she was probably 2, I think about 2 years old. Northern Lights. There you go. Nice. Nice. You take that yourself, and if so, you probably had to have the time lapse on to make it good. The shutter open. I got a few when I lived in California. You could see them fairly well when they had a couple of flares that were pretty big. We were in Central Cali at that time. You just described swim week in the United States Marine Corps boot camp. You either make it or you don't. Yeah, sink or swim. Yep. You either sink or swim, and that's it. Dar took the picture. Nice. Nice. Yep. Thanks for coming by the way. Did you end up looking at that short of the, I can't remember, of that 16 gauge? I actually have it out here. I stuck it to everybody now. I had it on members only for a few days. Bones are abnormally dense. I don't float. I could never float on my back. Mom would try to teach us. My legs are always too heavy, even currently. My legs just want to sink. I don't know if it's my big calves because I do a lot of hiking. Hate water, but I learned real quick how to not drown, even if it sucks. Yep. Yeah, my legs end up sinking, and I just start then curving back down, even if I'm totally relaxed, like just laying there, just act like I'm sleeping, No, I sink when I'm trying to float on my back. Mom would put her arms under us, and we'd relax, and then she'd slowly put her hands out, just lower her hands, slowly lower her hands off her back, and I'd always sink. Oh, I love water. If I swim, since I haven't swam in a while, and then I swam a year and a half, 2 years ago when I was in Ohio with a friend, and I got sore because I hadn't swam in forever. I don't know where to sink to the bottom because they're skinny and lanky. Well, that was our problem too, skinny and lanky. Kids, moms, and Desmond can float for a month without anything. Have to go completely X out with just my nose out. Yeah, me, it's my head, pretty much, bobblehead. Bubble, bubble. You did a little bubble, bubble. These are my old shirts, my old work shirts. Against when I was probably 15 miles, and I'm definitely comfortable diving underwater. Yeah, I do diving too. At like 50 feet, but I hate water. I've never done 50. I've done close to 20, if not 20. Just really good exercise when you get old. You can swim 15 miles. I've never checked to see how long I've swam at a straight, because usually I swim in ponds or pools, not rivers or lakes. I have swam in some lakes, but I've never been in a lake that was that big. That was 15 miles, I don't think. Let's say I've swam in. I fell out of so I didn't really swim. It was a little bit higher than waist depth out of a homemade kayak. I tipped over. And then I've swam in a lake up in northern California, but they weren't that big. 2 of them. One was super cold because snow was still melting into it. And yeah, I haven't been in a lake that was that big that I swam in. I don't think, anyways, because I don't think the one was. It might be that big, but I've never swam in that one. Lake Pleasant up north by 17 and Carefree Highway. What is that? Highway 74. Kid's mom has to wear weights on her dive belt when we scuba dive because she bobs like a styrofoam cooler when those big, you know what? Yep. With those big, you know what? Oh, those. They got flotation devices. Yep. When I was younger, I loved rowing. Which lakes I've probably been there? So it would have been Jenny Lake And Weaver Lake. Weaver Lake I've swam in a little bit by myself. Jenny Lake is in the Jenny Wilderness area, and so is Weaver Lake. Jenny Lake's way up there. And then I swam in Lynx Lake over by Prescott when I fell out of the boat. And then I've swam in Lake Pleasant. I don't think I've ever swam in Lake Pleasant, actually. And then some other lakes up north. I forget when, in Arizona. I will see if you guys haven't gone scuba diving. I haven't. It's really cool, so you try it. I live right by Erie. Oh, that's a big enough lake to be 15 miles. I recommend scuba diving. Autocorrect, it's working today. I've been to Weaver. Weaver's really easy to get to. I got to Weaver, like, quick. I was dating at the time. Let's see, that was back in 2024 sometime, I think. Yeah. I think it was in... The water wasn't too cold. I went up there by myself. I camped out right next to the lake. It was pretty cold, the water, but not too bad. Piles of mosquitoes. And then it stormed that night like crazy. It was like 60-mile-an-hour winds. The rain was coming at almost a direct angle. It was crazy. But yeah, Weaver's does not take long to get to. You park. I hiked to it in like 2 hours, and then I hiked back in about an hour and a half, like from the lake back to the parking lot. What's up, Marquina Andrew? How's it going? Yeah, I have a 1911. It's in there, in the safe. When you dive deep with scuba, you have to like adjust for the pressure. Yes, you don't get the bends, is it called, when you come back up? It's really crazy, the procedure, but it's really bad to go down like 300 feet. Yeah, after a certain depth, you have to do it. Where you get oxygen into your blood or air bubbles in your blood or something. I forget. Isn't it called the bends or something like that? If you go too fast, up is the worst. Down is not as much, if I recall. I mean, unless you're super deep or something. But what happened to showing us your pew-pews? Well, I can show more, but unfortunately, no matter what format I do it, Marquina Andrew, YouTube doesn't like it if you get too close to them. They think I'm touching them, which I haven't. I never have. Uh-oh, my battery's down on my overhead light, so it's getting duller in here. So I don't do it very often. Decompression tanks, yeah, that'll help. M1 carbine is my next purchase. Nice. Every 20 feet you go down after about 50 feet, or every 20 feet you go up after 50 feet. You have to adjust for the benzor. You get too much nitrogen in your blood and you'll die. Correct, yep. Yeah, you'll pass if you get that. So it is the benz. Yep. Yep. I could have got a postal M1 carbine for, what was it, 11 or 1200? Looked in pretty good shape. I just didn't have the requirements. I could have got an M1 Garand for that. There's roads. I got a whole bunch of 22s. That's of all my pew-pews, that's probably what I have the most of, because for my nephews and nieces, I've got a whole bunch in there, pistols and rifles. I do highly recommend going scuba diving if you don't do extreme stuff, and I also highly recommend an M1 carbine if you never had one. Yeah, I could have got an M1 Garand for 1100 at a swap meet, and it was not one of those CMI or whatever military programs you get them from. It was an old guy that had it at the swap meet. Ohio, it's actually on its way. I just need to. It's at the pawn shop. We'll just say that. Want an M2 carbine? I don't even know what that is. Road says 22 rifles are awesome. Garand would be awesome. Yep, a Garand would be awesome too. Also recommend getting any SKS or AK, even if it's just for a little. Well, yep. Empty carbine would be nice, but you need an FFL. I got both M1 and the Garand, however they say it. And my light's dying, so my face is getting darker. I'm definitely a massive HMR 17 fan. I have one. It's a CZ 457, I think. Deluxe edition. I came with the original box. I got it off of the internet on GB auction site. for like 420 beans. It was a steal. Like those are worth 650 to 7. Rhodes and me love the 17. Yeah, I haven't shot mine much. I've shot it one time at the open sights, 350 yards. I was hitting open sights, no problem. M2 is identical to M1, but it has extra switch. Oh, it's got the fun switch. M70 is a good if you're looking into AKs. I have an M70, but it's not an MK. It's the Zestava M70 pistol, 32 ACP. I did a short on it the other day when I was with my nephews. Yes, we done crunch. M1 carbine and M1 Grand. Yeah, I figured that's what you meant. We do crunch. Yes, we do crunch. Excuse me. Crunch, by the way, is raccoon or whatever you want to call them. Where's the dogs? They're in the other bedroom. They're in the other room. My bedroom, the master bedroom where I usually sleep. Usually that's where I sleep. Sometimes if I'm camping, I'll be sleeping up on the mountain, but not on my bed. I need to do some more of that. Go up the mountain. I want to camp overnight somewhere. Like one of these days, I want to do the Crest Trail. That's across all my mountain tops. It'll probably take 3 days, and I'll make sure I camp up there. That'll be nice. Thompson with his full switch would be great. Yep. Eleanor 17H more at a BX in the Air Force Base. Because it was tax-free. I don't remember what it was because Eleanor's. But I like a little boy. Do Green Savage. There you go. Need to get 308. Not sure what I want yet though. I have one that someone that was in the chat earlier wants to acquire eventually. Maybe I do the highest bidder. 1900 optic on it. I think the rifle was like maybe 300 for all the upgrades. A G3 would be nice, or an FAL, a real one. A real FAL. Am I the only Aussie in your lives? Currently, yeah. I used to have some others that came in, but unfortunately they're never in anymore. What is it? It's a Savage Axis Gen 1. It's in decent shape. Came with a Weaver branded scope when I got it. If you don't know what you're getting and you can afford it, is an excellent option that you can count on. Tikas, yeah, they're pretty nice. And some Sakos too. Some people call them Seikos, but yeah, it's black synthetic. Yep. If it was wood, I'd probably keep it. I looked to see how much a wood stock is, and they're fairly pricey, especially like a Boyd's. You'll probably get the M1A. That would be nice, but they're not super accurate, I hear. Oh yeah, a wood one would be nice, but like you'd have to get I'm trying to think how many of those Axis actually came in wood. Maybe the Gen 2 might have had more wood. It's a different geometry. Instead of being more like this on the Gen 2, it's more like this where you grab. It's a lower, like the grip is more angled in this way instead of more relaxed. Carve your own stock. Oh, I'm sure I could. I've done a lot of wood carving. Savage Axis 2 is also a very affordable rifle with incredible accuracy. The American, I would probably prefer the Ruger American above it. If you want one equivalent, you probably have to get the Axis 110. You have to get a bolt lift kit because the bolt action is very hard, but it's easy, really easy to do. That uses 300 Win for moose. That's a perfect round for a moose. Yeah, 300 is a good one. 300 Weatherby mag. That would be a little bigger. They're kind of pricey, those. What else would be good for a moose? 380 Ackley or Ackley improved. Savage 22 LR always jammed to me. So I have a bolt action Savage 22 LR. It once in a while jams. The only issue I've really had with that one was it wore out the extractor, and so they sent me a new one out. Ruger's more reliable. Yeah, it probably is. The American. There's stock blanks in DB's auction. Yeah, I wonder if they've got any that would work for the Savage Axis. I'm sure it would work for a 700 or the 70s because they had a lot of those. I don't know. I've tried Ruger and the Savage, and I've really been disappointed by Ruger lately, to be honest with you. Oh, yeah, I don't like what they did with Beretta. They bowed down a little bit. Synthetic 223, I'm sending you for the giveaway is an account to, I believe. is an accent too, I believe. Access. Oh, axes. Got you, got you. Oh, well, now you told me what it was. You didn't tell me what it was before. I've been a Ruger fan for 45 years, and my last 3 experiences have been terrible. Oh, yeah. I've seen a 78-inch moose. That's cool. Aren't you talking about the Mini 14? A Mini 14, that's nice. The problem is some of them, the older ones, had problems with accuracy issues. You put maybe 5 to 10 rounds through them, and they start getting warped a little bit, I've heard. I would love to get a Mini 14 as well as the 30, the Mini 30, and they recently came out with a Mini 30 that shoots 308. That's cool. Oh, I know. Those things are pricey. Like, if you can find one for 700 beans, you're doing good. To talk to you, know who, and we got the FFL transfer figured out. Jay, I just haven't got around to because I've been busy. Yes, well, yes, you talked to me that you were sending me something. You just never mentioned what it was. You said it was unique, and that I'd probably like it since I have unique stuff. I almost talked to the FFL and asked them if they had anything for me back there yet. Yeah, allegedly. Allegedly it's unique, or allegedly I collect unique stuff. That part's true. Let's see, I bid on something the other day. I'm trying to remember what it was. That was unique. What was that? I think I'm still winning it. Mini 30 and 308 is just an M14 carbine, pretty much. But it looks pretty cool because it looks like it looks like a Mini 30, but it shoots 308s instead of 7.62 by 39. Sending you something personally. The 223 Savage Access 2 is for a giveaway. Oh, got you. Got a Mini 14. Nice. Yeah, I don't have one. Those shoot the 223, 5.56. Most of them would. I'm not going to tell you what I'm sending you, but I can tell you that it is very obscure and you will absolutely cream. Well, I know you told me it was unique, so I was like, well, that's cool. I know some of us have talked about it, like my nephews and I were like, I wonder what it is. It could be like that credit card gun. It could be like a Cyclops or some weird thing that I'd like because I have weird stuff. But what was the other thing? Like those little teeny pen guns. It's about 147 years old. Well, that's cool. Got a custom AR-15 close as I'll get the Mini 14. Yeah. An Evans repeater. I'm not even sure what that is. That sounds cool. From 147 years old. I have some black powders that are that old. It's not down there anymore. It's that one I'm slowly restoring. It's from 1840s. So that would be 20-something years shy from 200 years old. So that would be 170-something years old. If anyone is thinking about exploring getting an AR-15 or an M4, don't be afraid to buy a cheap one because they are very reliable, even though people are snobby about it. Just don't get the high point AR. Unfortunately, the one guy that I've watched, he was rooting for it, but it had so many problems. Maybe they fixed them now, and I think he sent it back to him. But yeah, like Anderson Arms was sold to Ruger. That's a decent one. Bear Creek Arsenal isn't too bad for a cheap one. I have a Radical's not too bad either, but I have one coming in that's a Palmetto State Armory. And they're decent too for cheap. It's a 300 that's coming in. Some of you know about it. I think I posted a short about it on the members only first, and then I switched it over to the other. Has NATO mil spec barrel and A2 carry handle with a mod hair trigger. Oh, that sounds cool. Seeing Deltons. Yeah, I have a Delton, but it's a mid-grade one. It's not real cheap. And plus, Delton, unfortunately, is not around anymore. And the Armstrong, I think it's the name, and generic Springfield, and all of them were under 4 cheese, and they were all super reliable. Yeah, I paid more than that for my Delton because it's a better one. They had different grades. And so mine's like it's not an entry-level AR-15. It's more of a mid-level. I paid almost $800 for it. It already had Magtech stuff on it. I put Vortex stuff on it for myself for the sights, but yeah, I like my Delton. I've only have one AR-15. That's the only one I have. I used it for my piggy hunt. Unfortunately, I didn't get any piggies, but I think Springfield makes the Saint rifle. Yeah, they do. It's called the Saint. There is a Saint. What's that other one? They have a Saint. Yeah, and they have one called the Victor. That's a little 22. You know me, I do cheap barrels and way too expensive optics. Hey, so often your optics will be the same price as the firearm or more. If you want a good optic, it's going to be the same or more. Like my Vortex Viper, I think it's a Viper. Yeah, Vortex Viper that's on my 338 Lapua. Originally it was 1,200 cheeseburgers. I got it from a pawn shop for $420. Brand new. Looks like it was never mounted. It had all the paperwork, the box, the cushions, the sock, everything. Now I got the firearm for $1,200 with 80 rounds of 338 Lapua and a case. So I pretty much got the firearm for like 600 or 700 cheeseburgers. Even though it's worth like 14 maybe as it sits without the scope. Because it came with 3 mags too. But anyways. Nothing's for sale here, just like the sign says. Education purposes only. A $45,000 optic on the Lapua bro, allegedly. Hello, vertical friends. What's up, Zero? Let's see. What would that be? That would be some type of night vision something, probably. Some high-end night vision ACOG or something. Those ACOGs are expensive. Aren't they like $3-4 grand for an ACOG, allegedly? And what Lapua do you own? I forget. Do you have the Savage? Do you have the Ruger like I do, or is yours a different brand? My Night Force on my Christensen arms through the Lapua costs just as much rifle. Oh, then Beautiful Earth has a Christensen. That's a good one. It's a ACOG, thermal laser, and optic. Yeah, those are expensive. I got a thermal sight on my M70. Don't use it though. Yeah, I have a friend who wanted me to get a Night Force for my 338 Lapua because he has a Night Force, but it's just a regular scope. I said, well, I got a Vortex Viper on it. That's just as good. And then, but he's like, hey, you can get a night vision one. And I'm like, you can't hunt at night with a rifle here in Arizona. It's got to be shotgun only. ACOGs are stupid, simple, but very effective. Yep. What do you guys think about Christensen arms that used to be very reputable, but now people complain about them, and I've never owned one or ever seen one? I've seen them. I've never owned one. I've never used one either. Have a good night, y'all. Thanks, Ohio Man, for coming by. I appreciate you. ACOG are quite the price. I want to get one eventually. Yeah, they're expensive. And then his that he has is the thermal laser optic. So that's why it's $45K. Difference is etched glass versus hairs. Oh, is ACOGs are etched crosshairs versus little wires? That would make sense. I have a military spec. You want etched on big kicking rifles. Yeah, I don't know what my Viper is, the Vortex Viper. I'm not sure. It works really good for the 338. LGS won't deal with Christensens anymore. What they have in stock is for sale at cost right now. What's local gun store? Okay. Night Forster etch. Nice. Yeah, I don't know about Vortex. At least I thinking the Vipers probably are, because that's like a good high-end entry level. Then they go up to Strike Eagles and the Venoms, I think, and some other stuff. ACOGs are very reliable. Probably. Had thermal tech long enough, it should be more affordable. Exactly. I mean, it started with military, and then it went to citizens or whatever, and they've had it for citizens for a long time now. That's a good point, AT. Exactly, yeah. Yeah, you'd think they'd be cheaper by now, thermals. I mean, they're still what? I think a decent market one, a budget one, is still like $700, $800, $900 for like the cheapest budget ones. I saw one for like 1,200 roughly. That was an entry level budget at the gun show. He was trying to get me to buy it. I was looking at it. I mean, sure, it'd be cool to have, but you can't use them here in Arizona. That's the thing. Allegedly, you're not allowed to. You're only on shotguns for hunting at night. That's what I've heard, at least for certain animals. Maybe there's some you can, possibly. Shouldn't have to pay that much for something that you can go coyote hunting at night with in the United States. Yeah, that would be nice. Yeah, I have some friends who have thermal. They go coyote hunting with their 6.5s at night. 6.5 Creedmoor Needmores. I saw a thumbs up. Thanks for that. Appreciate it. It went up one. Yay! 36 likes. We're an hour and 40 minutes in. And my battery's almost totally dead now. So it makes it darker in here and my face more blurry looking. This front camera is worse than my older phone I had. It's weird. It's very weird. I think it's because the AI tries to take over for adjusting the lighting, even though I don't have those settings on, which is weird. I don't know. Border Patrol can use them. Oh yeah, they could definitely use them. They got exceptions, just like they can use electronics while they're driving, and we can't. CT3000 rangefinder for 200 is 3200M, highly recommended. I have a Vortex Strikefire, maybe? I think Strikefire rangefinder, and then I have a cheaper one. What brand is that one? A Tideweed that Amazon carries. That's a name brand, sort of a name brand. That was me, first time here. What's up, Mr. Webb? How's it going? Appreciate you coming by. So we do cave exploring in this channel. We do mine exploring. We do hiking, shooting content, rappelling into old mine shafts, all sorts of cool stuff. Check us out. Appreciate you coming by. Consider subscribing if you like outdoor stuff and you're American. America. Or that you love America. We'll scratch that out. That you love America. Because obviously we have people in here that aren't American. Rhodes was in here earlier. He's from Australia, but he subscribed to me. They just don't want us civilians hunting aliens. Allegedly. Crunchwrap says the ballistics and rangefinders these days are incredible. Yep. What's up, Brantley? What's the 37? Oh, 37 likes. Yep. 37 likes. Appreciate you. All over America. America. JS Web Productions 9785. Thanks for coming in. Appreciate it. Oop, we got another like. Sweet. Went up to 38 now. Yeah, we do all sorts of stuff outdoor for the channel. We haven't done shooting content in a while, but laser guns? Hey, what's up, David Plott? Appreciate you coming by. Yeah, I think that's still for the future, for at least for civilians. I believe they make something similar that would be for the military. What was the one? What's it? They have the rail gun. That's pretty unique. And then they have that one that Demo Ranch had that shoots those discs that are magnetic. That's like magnets that shoot, like those little magnetic discs. I think that was pretty cool. David, laser rifles won't work in real world scenarios. Oh, I want to blast some aliens. He was meaning a different type because he was talking about the border, David. Well, that sounds like things I would love. I already absolutely love America. Appreciate it, Webb. Appreciate it. So we have a video in the works to post. I'm done editing it. It's part 3 of 3 of some mine shaft repelling. The first one was about 30 feet deep. The second one was 120 something feet deep. And then the third one was about 90 feet. The part 3 is the one I'm done with. I just need to post it. I need to put it from my computer, export it into better software to my phone, and then from the phone upload it. Although I could upload it from the computer directly, I think. I think so, without exporting that. I don't know how they're going to cut laser beams. What's up, Endless? They actually do have laser guns on Navy ships currently for drones. Yeah, that's what I was saying. They have them for the military, different laser guns. What's up, Sean Curse? How's it going? I think my wife is gluing my firearms. She denies it, but I'm sticking to my guns. What's going on? They're gluing them to you, huh? Kimbo style. Screwing them to your hands, nail gunning them, super gluing them. How's it going, Sean? Appreciate you coming by. If you're new to the channel, thanks a lot. We do cave exploring, mine exploring, rappelling, all sorts of cool stuff, shooting content, hiking content. I post some of my handyman stuff sometimes. What's up, Evan? Appreciate you coming by again. We do all sorts of cool stuff here. We used to get pushed fairly heavily. Unfortunately, YouTube don't like us, so they don't do that anymore. Best day ever. What's the best day? Kimbo style? How's Evan? Mr. Evan7. I'm trying to figure out how I found you. Do you sometimes hang in fishing channels? I do, yes. I hang out in probably 3 or 4 different fishing channels. There's one called Viking something. There's another one called Arizona Fishing or something. He's up north from me here in Arizona. And then there's another one called Outdoor something. There's 2 or 3 of them, I think. Oh, by the way, too, if you're new and you haven't been here in a while, maybe one or the other, we have merch now, too. We have hats, t-shirts, stickers, placemats, mugs, hoodies, all sorts of good stuff. Check us out. It's in our channel underneath store, as well as the link is in the description of our channel. Did you use the new AI guided laser turret for mosquitoes Chinese built? I think I need one of those. Oh, I saw that. If that ain't not AI, that would be neat to have. And it's like, well, if that was in like Texas or Louisiana or something, it'd wear out. Let's see. Crunch says, I don't believe that was civilians or ex-military. We can get laser beam rifles, but they don't exist, allegedly. Good. I'm doing pretty good. How the bleep are you doing, Zero? He's vertical. Or is he horizontal? We hope not. Unless he's sleeping. Yep. Yeah, it's probably one of the fishing channels I hang out on. There's probably 3 or 4 that I hang out in off and on. Yeah, one's called Outdoor something, and then there's one here in Arizona. It's called Arizona Fish something. No swearing. Yeah. Vertical cooking ramen. Aww. Zero haunching the chat from the other side. I forget. Isn't Zero from... He's from Wyoming, so he's not quite the other side. Unless you mean the other side as in across the Rainbow Bridge. The Jordan River. At least that's what I would say. It's more of the Jordan River is what people say. Outdoor Boys? Yes, there's a few. I haven't been in his in a while, though. It depends. If you're talking about Outdoor Boys, I don't think they're active anymore, though. That one. There's another one that's called Outdoors something, but not Outdoors Boys. This one's only fishing, if I recall. Does Junior Buds or Nicole and Jay or Fabian remember? Fabian does. Fabian, I'm in his chats. I'm also, when I'm in J-Max chat, Fabian is live on the porch with me sometimes. Junior Buds, yes, I'm in his. Not Nicole and Jay. That one doesn't ring a bell. But yeah, the Outdoor Boys, they don't have their channel. They don't post anything anymore. I don't know if it's currently active, as in like, Demolition Ranch, his channel's on still, but he doesn't post anything. So he still acquires views. But yeah, Fabian rings a bell, so does Junior Buds, Nicole and Jay. That one I don't know. I'll look it up. I just screenshot it, so we'll see. I'm a little itchy. I need to take a shower. My scalp's itchy. And my beard's getting itchy too. Oh, we got another like. Appreciate you. Whoever just did that. Appreciate you. Thanks for coming to the channel. Muchas gracias, señores y los señoritas. Y los señoritas. YouTube throw a fit over the kids being alone in woods, so the dad shut down. Oh, is that why? I wouldn't doubt it. That would be considered dangerous acts to minors, which is what they accused me of when I was cooking in the kitchen the other day. I pled innocent, and they said I was. Took them 5 days? No. 3 or 4 days for them to clear it. Seriously, bro, we need to shave or we're going to have donor party type beard in a day. Oh, it's probably Fabian then, or while you were on the porch. Nice to find you live. Yes, I go lives almost every evening. Last night I didn't. Normally, if I don't, I let my channel subscribers know. I never did, so they're probably like, "What happened to Jerome? Did he fall off the boat?" Shavings for women. What's up, Dave? Crunch says, I'm pretty sure we shouldn't have full beards in the middle of the summer. It gets warm, especially now. I have it pretty long right now, actually. It's been a while since I've had it this long. It's, See, my hair's really curly, so it comes out to about right there. So that's about 1.75 inches, 2 inches once it ends. But it just gets hard to manage because my hair is pretty much like underarm hair, like really kinky. Jesus did. He shaved his beard? Or you mean he had a beard in the summertime? Because we had both of those. Sounds like someone who can't grow a beard. Oh, I definitely can. Wow, look at that. We got a new membership in the chat. Webb, thank you so much for becoming a members. No, he had a beard. Yeah, he definitely did. It was actually cultural around there too. But W's in the chat for Mr. Webb Productions for becoming our newest member. Appreciate you coming by. We did have so usually members only videos I'll post for a few days and then I'll switch them over to everybody else, but not all of them. There's still a few of them. Like we had a shotgun that we had members only for 3 days that I acquired recently that I put to everybody this morning, I think. I stuck for everybody, or last night. Yeah, definitely Jesus did have a beard. Yeah, that for one, it was talked about in Psalms too. W's, like the stream, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Yes, sir. YouTube has this new thing, by the way. When you click to turn on notifications, it warns you that unless you're active with that channel, you won't get normal notifications just in the inbox. You won't get it as a pop-up. That's interesting. They warn you now because people are complaining about not getting notifications. And instead of them fixing it, they put a little pop-up warning that says, paraphrase, unless you watch them a lot, you won't get notifications. Hey Jay, I've been so busy I forgot about it, but you need to send me info to how to send you money directly instead. It's all Crunchwrap. It is all in my description. I have Buy Me a Coffee now, so if you click on that, it's super easy. All they charge is 5% for me. They only charge me 5%, nothing else. So Buy Me a Coffee is in my link description. I just put that about a week ago, maybe 2 weeks now. We hear people running YouTube. Exactly, yep. Really appreciate the content. My kids love watching too. So yes, Crunchwrap. Buy Me a Coffee is in my link description of the channel. They only take 5%. YouTube takes 30 plus the other fees, which ends up being 51 in total. And I have Cash App on there too. So they made it worse. Good call, YouTube. I know, right? Love the support channels that involves nature and exploring. Look forward to checking out your videos. Thanks, Web Productions. Appreciate it. Yep. We do all sorts of hiking and exploring content. I haven't done as much gun content as in shooting because trying to figure out if YouTube will redirect it a different way if I'm doing different guns. If I'm doing different stuff other than guns. I do need to do, here and there, I'll post shorts of me working on the firearms. But as in shooting, I haven't did that since a month or two ago, shooting. Rom going the belly. Yep, buymeacoffee.com, Desert Armory more. Yeah, I believe that's it. Thanks, Dave. But all you have to do is go to my channel description, and it's a link that you just click on. It goes directly to me. I haven't had anybody support me yet on that. So if you want to, you'll be the first one. It could be $1, and they'll take only 5% out of it. It can be whatever you decide to. Super easy. You don't have to pay YouTube, the wokeness of them, 30% plus 21% fees on top of that they charge for Apple Pay, processing fee of credit cards, and VAT fees, whatever that is, which is another 21%. So the other day I got $306.98 for my birthday the other day. Someone donated a whole bunch. Shout out to all those that did, because there's a few of them in the channel here. And I only got $152 of that and so many pennies. Yeah. I got less than half of it. So, yeah, I did a little short about it and complaining, and that how you could donate through Cash App instead. I do have Buy Me a Coffee now, too, which is only 5%, so that's pretty cool. There we go. Yeah, that's my shop. Desert Army More Shop, fourth wall. YouTube is greedy. Yep, they do 30%. Do you ever think that the wind is talking and we don't understand? Never have. It's a crazy amount of fees. Did not know that. I knew they took 30 themselves. One other time I got a $105 donation roughly in one live. And that one I think I ended up getting probably 65% of it. It seems like it varies. And I think it's because if you donate through an Apple phone, they take more fees. Apple charges a fee on top of what YouTube charges. Evan says, win the safe. What do you mean win the safe? What do you mean by that? You mean in here? Inside there? It's a little dark. I don't know. Can I switch the camera there and it crashed? So I can turn the flashlight on. Relay on. No, that's not the one I want. I want flash on. There we go. There's my good old trusty 22 right there. I got it when I was 18. Not sure how much. I don't think they take anything, buddy. I don't think they take anything. It's a direct. I don't think they charge a penny. We talk about your guns. It varies. Yeah, if you're using an Apple product, they take more. Yep. And maybe Kuhn has Apple. Waiting for the waiter at a restaurant. Aren't you technically the waiter? Yeah, you are a waiter because you're waiting. Your alarm sound is technically your theme song since it starts every new episode of your life. I don't think I've ever heard of that one. I've heard the other one. Did that work, JP? I don't know how the stuff works. Let me see if I got an alert. Let's see. I got some from Russell. What's with the voice? I got something from Amazon. No reply. With a PDF download. Don't know what that is. Nothing came in yet. Oh, there it is. There it is. Yeah, it's through Stripe. Payment of 10 cheeseburgers from a certain person. Appreciate it. Thanks for the $10 donation. W's in the chat for that donation. I really appreciate it, Crunch. Yep, it worked. I got $10. Thank you. Teeth are the only part of the skeleton that we clean while they're still inside us. You don't clean your tongue? Okay, I figured it out then. I'm not great at using iPhones or the internet. Oh, so yeah, you had iPhone. That's why they took so many. That's why they took so many fees to iPhone. They charge more, because YouTube is a Google platform, and so they charge more to use Apple on it. Yeah, I think it's super easy. You just go to it, select how much you want to give, put a little note on it, and then you just select what payment option. Okay, figure. Okay, that one already. Teeth are the only part of the skeleton that we clean. Are they though? Are they actually part of the skeleton? Yeah, your tongue is not. It's not part of the skeleton. So yeah, tongue won't count. But teeth, they do stay there while the rest of the body, like with the skeleton, when the rest of the body rots away. So yeah, I guess it is part of the skeleton, I suppose. Let's see here. Let's see. We'll do it as a poll. Here we go. All right, got a poll going. Are teeth part of a skeleton structure? Let's see. Get your tablet. My tablet! Oh, it's dead. Tablet's dead. Elk have 4 to 6 ivory teeth. The rest are wooden. If you travel back in time and erase your own birth, you wouldn't exist to go back in time to erase your birth, which means you would be born, which means you could go back in time. Just ordered the 15-ounce mug. Nice mugs, Jerome. Oh, where? Oh, sure enough, you did. Appreciate it. You are number 4. You are my 4th customer. The 15-ounce. Shout out to Webb. Appreciate you. 4th wall. It's through 4th wall. What color did you get? There's a few colors, if I recall. There's white and black. That's a couple, I guess. Don't see Cash App in description. It should be. If you scroll down, I don't have it as a link, though. I need to put it as a link. I was trying to put it as a link, and that's when I downloaded it to my laptop, and it was a fake one, and I got ransomware spam, or computer lockdown. So, 0, it's actually in the description. It'll say my other channels, and then it has, like, $ Cash App. No, it's $ Jerome Grunwald 24, I believe. $, yeah, $ Jerome Grunwald 24, I think it is. I forget. I have it on a paper over there. Love coffee and love black mugs. Yeah, I love coffee too, especially the black coffee. Merge is gaining traction. We hope so. Let's see. If 2 teenagers on opposite sides of the world drop a piece of bread at the same time, the earth briefly becomes a sandwich. I'll say there's 0. It's easier to order the merge than it is to send cash because it's kind of confusing. Got the black mug down at the bottom of the page. Did you actually click the link, or did you just go to the store? Because if you go to the link, I have way more products on the link, which is under the description. If you click on an item, it'll go to the website, and then from there you can search too, but there's a couple different things you can do. Rich, you sound like you're high. He's just reading a whole bunch of random oddball facts, which I think is kind of cool. Thanks, Dave. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, we got 4th wall alert. Wonder what that was. No reply. Invoice for Amazon order. That might be my Amazon Prime. That's probably what that is, a receipt for Amazon Prime. That's probably what that is. I clicked the link that was posted in this chat. Oh, okay. That'll probably go to the website, I'm guessing. Adulthood is just a never-ending cycle of moving water and soap from one object to another. Dishes, laundry, floors, yourself until you pass. I think the merge is pretty cool, but that's just me. I got 3 shirts for the kids. Yeah, it should say on your order number, it should give an idea how long that will take to get to you. I think most orders are, 5 to 12 days or 7 to 12. I think most of them said, except Rodney's, unfortunately. His was the first order in the hat that was getting embroidery. They just kept giving me problems with it. And so I ended up having to go canceling that hat design out. So that one's not even in there anymore. And I put it as private, I think. And so he ordered, they're supposed to be making him another one that I already have as a replacement on the website. That's a trucker hat with my emblem on it. Let's see, the ground is just moving a little bit. Supposedly it's moving really fast. I don't know. To me, if it was moving as fast as they say, it would slingshot somewhere or fall apart or something. July 7th. That's not too bad for custom print. That's like, what, 12 days? Something like that. Kid's mom hates the 2 bleep, but whatever. I think the merchandise is really cool, and I think it's important to know how to do too. Well, I appreciate each order I get. You're the fourth customer now, Mr. Webb, sorry. I'm a bit dizzy because the earth is moving. We actually had 13 people in here for a little bit. July 7th. Yep. That's not too bad. So today's the 29th. So the 7th, well, that's only, we have 30 days in this month. So that's only 8-9 days then. Yeah, that's not bad at all. Little more than a week for a custom mug. Because they have it's more of a kind of like a drop ship where I don't have to do anything. I design it a little bit. I put my logo on it. Make a boonie hat. Boonie. Do you mean a beanie? I don't know what a boonie hat is. I mean, I know what a Boone, like in Daniel Boone, Davy Crockett. Yeah, that is short shipping with July 4th holiday. Yeah, that's not bad. And of course you got Sundays. Although they do move money on Sundays, or not money, shipments. A boonie hat. I don't know what that is. I know what a beanie is. Does anyone know what the 20% volume means on my drink? That's alcohol content. What's up, Endless? Welcome back. The fishing hat. Oh, the type that stick out with a little rim. Yeah, I can put those in there. I call them floppy hats. They're floppy all around. I have a couple of them, but they're small. Mine are bigger. They're made for the sun, for hiking. I need to put those on there. Yeah, fishing hat. Good one. Good one. It's a flat-topped, rimmed utility cap that Marines wear are Rangers. Flat-top utility hat. The one that has a one-way slant? I don't have one of those. Is that a lot? Yeah, it is. I would totally buy a Desert Armory bunny hat or a Predator at the shooting range. Is that what those are called, the bunny hat? They kind of look like a golfer's hat, but they slant the one way off to the side. Yeah, some of the military branches use them. Probably the ones you're talking about. Yeah, the Marines and Rangers, I'm pretty sure. I don't think they have that as an option for the hats. I can look. But yeah, the fishing hats, they have that one. I call them floppy hats. I should put some of those in there. Put in there something about fishing hats. The barrette, is that what they're called? Maybe. Okay, figured out 10 your way, bro. Really? Where? Sure enough. Cash App payment received. Well, thank you, brother. Appreciate it. Zero. Appreciate it, brother. Thank you, man. Stuff like that makes us want to keep going. When YouTube suppresses us, but we still got these faithful ones that come in and help support the channel. Thank you. Zero and me are making big steps tonight. The internet, LOL. What's his name is too? Mr. Webbs. He became a member and he bought some merch. Thank you, thank you. We got 40 likes too. Call them Gilligan's hats, as in Gilligan's Islands. Gilligan's Islands. I'm trying to remember if I ever watched that. Shame on me, right? That's an older one. That's from the 50s, I think. I'm trying to remember if we watched that one growing up. We watched a lot of older ones growing up. Nothing really new. The newest one we ever watched growing up was probably Indiana Jones and the Ark of the Covenant, which was in like 1980, 81. What's up, Luke? What's something that interests you'll go first? Storm chasing? What's something that interests you? I'll go first. Storm chasing. Luke. So obviously firearms, but I also like old mine exploring, caves, hiking, rappelling, which we got all on the channel. If you want to check that out, it'd be great. I think you've been in here before, if I recall. We recently posted a video of me rappelling into a mine shaft that's 120 feet deep. Check it out. There's some cool stuff in it. I've got another one posting soon that's a 90 foot. Try to do it through YouTube and it lost its mind saying no, so Cash App it is. Yep. Yeah, don't do it through YouTube. They take 30% plus more for other fees. I can sing the song of Gilligan's Island. Crunchwrap says it's just a flat Marpat hat that has a rim all the way around it and it's flat on top. We talk a lot about two stuff. We talk about military stuff. Sometimes we talk about cave spelunking. We talk about hiking, indoor stuff, and sometimes we just talk about life. Yep, and Bible stuff too. Sometimes I haven't did Bible trivia in a while. Dang, 120 foot, find the underworld with this one. So yeah, it was 120 foot plus mine shaft. That's just out in the boonies with a fence around it. It's out in the desert where I live. I went there with some friends on June 6th, I think it was. A couple days before my birthday. I went for my birthday. I went cave exploring with my nephews. I don't have any content of that one with my nephews, but I do have the whole series, part 1 through 5, with my nephews on the channel that I did last March, and we did some rappelling in that one. And then back in, I think it was November, December of last year, Pepper Sauce Caverns, I took my nephews, and that's like a 4-part series. We also talk about God and being good men. Yep, this channel is designated to talk about the outdoor stuff, but it's a brotherhood of men that are trying to do the best they can together. Yep, just upholding good standards, being a good citizen, a good neighbor, right? The older one, it ran from 1964 to 92. The main character, Gilligan, wore one of those hats. I aged myself. I didn't realize it was a series, Gilligan's Islands. I thought it was just one movie. Did they have both? I was thinking it was just one movie. That would be a long TV series. That's as long as The Simpsons then. Simpsons got like what? 80 seasons or something? It's crazy. Family Guy had a lot too. So did American Dad, if I recall. But yeah, that was the farthest I've ever rappelled. I've never done a cliff 120. The cliff I did was about 70 feet. I have a video of that too. It's a long video. It's like an hour and a half long. Part of it, I almost went down to 90, but I chickened out because numerous things. There was a gear on my harness I was not used to using. The drop itself, I didn't feel like I was ready for as well. That was a cliff. And then as well as it was really windy, and I felt the rope jerking around with the wind, and I was just like, I ain't feeling it. So I looked over the edge and went like this, told the guy, not feeling it. But yeah, for a mine hole, I don't mind going down a mine hole 120 feet. I guess it's because it's like I can see all the way around me and it's a hole versus a cliff. Most of the time, you're looking at something that's all open around you, and it's a little scarier feeling, in my opinion. Favorite food? Favorite food is Mexican or Chinese. Those are my two favorites. I just had tacos I made the other day on the channel. It was Friday's live, right? No, Saturday's live, because yesterday I didn't do live. For drinking, I don't drink as an alcohol. I drink a lot of milk, believe it or not. And I don't mind Mountain Dew, regular or Code Red, or tea. I like tea. I love coffee. All sorts of good stuff. Gonna go make some brownies? Okay. Hey, that sounds good. I'll take some chocolate brownies with some milk con leche de vaca. Con leche de vaca. A monster. What about a monster? Local gun stores in Indian Liam Field 303 grain launcher. Oh, cool. Really want, but price is a bit high. Yep. Yeah, especially if you just acquired something recently. Can hardly justify it. Probably make tacos tonight. Yeah, I made some yesterday. Used to do some cave exploring as a teen and in college, mostly in Alabama. I love cave exploring. Well, you like my channel then. I have multiple videos I need to post yet of cave exploring. Don't want my brownies. You're a good boy. Oh, they're those brownies. I wondered if you were going to think they were those brownies. I think I have leftovers, so all I need to do is cut up some onions. Yep, onions, fresh tomatoes, and cabbage or lettuce. Did make cooking videos today, Jay. Oh, you did? Sometimes I do. Like a couple days ago, obviously, like I said, I did the tacos on live. I've made a couple things on live. What have I? I forget what I've done on live for cooking. A few different things. What area of the country are you from? I'm from southern Arizona. So there's mines galore in Arizona here that are abandoned or all sorts that are empty, nothing in them hardly. All sorts. Like the mountains that are to the west of me, they're full of mines. I've been in a few of them. They're on every mountain around here, pretty much. There's mines. Going down 120-foot sounds scary. Dang, were you hearing sounds down there? Yes, because there was something. There was alive animals down there. That video I think is 23 minutes long, maybe 22. It had alive animals down there. Check it out. It's called 120-foot mine shaft drop or something like that. I've basically just been making videos that shows how to make really good food that's healthy for really cheap because of the economy so barn. Yep. Banana taffy the best. Banana taffy? It's not my favorite taffy. Oh, hell no. Yeah, there was alive things down there. Check it out. You can make tacos or burritos for like $1. Yeah, they're not that expensive. Like burritos, like technically you can just get a can of Rosarita beans, smash them a little more finer, add some cheese with some onions, and some salsa and a tortilla, and you're done. Maybe some sour cream if you want some sour cream. Yeah. A little cilantro on top maybe inside too. If you want to spice it up a little bit, Make it a little more zazz or whatever. Make it pop. Yep. Excuse me. At the entrance of that deep 120 foot, there was bees. Like when the first guy, like I never was down the holes, but I was by them when I was hunting for dove back in September. So I knew they were back there and I always wanted to go back there. A couple months ago, we were going to go in them. Then we changed our minds and went rappelling in down a cliff instead in Tucson, up in Mount Lemmon, Windy Point. That's the one that's an hour and 26 minutes long, little video. We did that instead. But the first guy that went down, while he was going down, just right at the entrance, I said, hey, is anybody allergic to bees? Because there's a hive right there at the entrance, big old thing. It was like 8 to 10 inches thick by like 2 feet long and 18 to 20 inches wide or something. Lots of bees on it. And they're like, no, we're good. He almost didn't go down because of that. I was like, I'll go down first then. But no, we went. I don't like beans. That is why I love birria tacos. Well, it depends if you put beans on your tacos or not. Most people don't put beans on tacos. They'll put them on tostadas, a thin layer with onions, cheese, cilantro, salsa. The most I've ever had of those was 11 or 12 tostadas in one day, one sitting. We were kind of having a race to see how many could eat the most. I had 11, 12, or 13 of them. I can't remember, somewhere around there. I was in Mexico, down at a mission down there for a week. Or actually, it was 10 days. Texture thing for me. Oh, you don't like the texture of beans. Do you like pea soup then? It kind of has a texture like that. Oh, AT says beans and... Oh, it disappeared. Yep. Do I ever slip in bat poo? Most of the time, bat poo is actually not very wet. Peas are okay, like pea soup. Now, I have been in a mine years ago that was on the Haciampa River, which goes through Wickenburg, Arizona. That was so full of bat guano. Down the one, we never went down one of the veins of the mine because it was like thick. You'd walk through it. It stunk so bad. Eventually, it got really bad where you couldn't even go in the main vertical shaft. Sorry, not vertical. It was horizontal shaft. It didn't have any vertical, I don't think. It might have. I'm not sure. I've never been to the top of that hill. But it was so bad in there, we ended up not going anymore because it stinks so bad. Bean and cheese burrito, can't beat them. Exactly, yep. What's up, Roger? Or Rogue, sorry. Peekaboo, what's up? Bean and cheese, yum. Throw some jalapenos in, some salsa, and you're set. Yep. And a little side of chips. Here in Georgia, owl's poo will make you fall every time. So, Bentley, all the mines we went into, except the shallow one, had owls in them. 2 of them had owls, and the one had 2 owls in it. And then when I went to a mine that was about 49 to 48 feet, I think it was. That was the first mine I've ever dropped into with a rope. It was just that one had an owl in it too. And it was across the road, but further west. That one is not even in the system. It's considered an abandoned mine. It's not even in the system. The ones I rappelled down into were a closed mine, but they weren't abandoned. That poo's mating fertilizer. It is. How's Rogue Gunfighter doing, by the way? Thanks for coming in. This is going to sound crazy, guys, but when you make burritos or tacos, if you take corn chips and crunch them up in little pieces, and it adds texture and tastes amazing. That doesn't sound crazy to me. It sounds pretty good. Weird, my last post had internal error and deleted. Okay. Isn't that kind of normal, YouTube deleting your messages? They didn't like you saying bat poo is a mating fertilizer, so you had to retype it, huh? Appreciate you coming in, Rogue Gun. Fighter me, yes. The one about bat poo? It deleted on your end? It's on my end. Oh, TD Knives just posted something. Hexagon handle. Oh, that's that one he sent me a video of. When we make lunch meat sandwiches for hiking up to 14,000 feet mountains, I always take potato chips and put them in there because you need every calorie you can get when you're existing. Yep. Exercise. Yep. The owl down there look cute. Oh, yeah, that one's at the very bottom. It was just hiding in a corner. But before that, one flew out of that same hole. 14,000 foot mountain. I'm trying to think if I've been on a 14,000. I don't think I've been quite that high yet. So Tucson has some that are over 9. I think they have, maybe it's 10. I can't remember. It's close. Safford area, there's one that's about 10 or 11. Then out my window, there's one that's 9.5 roughly. Humphreys Peak is the tallest point in Arizona, and it's 12.9, I think, almost 13. Seen a huge barn owl this weekend. I think that's what those were, barn owls. Pulled right beside him, had time to roll my window down and ask him, hoo-hoo, then he flew away. Did you say hooty-hoo? Like the channel, hooty-hoo, the YouTube channel guy with guns? I think the barn owls are apparently the creepiest. They look creepier than a great horned, I think. Although great horned, their eyes look like they're piercing through your soul. Kind of like huskies. Like the husky dogs. Those horned owls with those yellowish orange eyes looking at you. Yeah, they're creepy looking too, the horned owls. I've seen a few of them out in the desert years ago. We were driving around the desert and there was one chilling out on a tree. Actually, twice I've seen that. Work in progress. What's up, buddy? Thanks for the star. Appreciate you. He said nothing. The flying is so silent. Yeah, they are. They're the silent flyers of the night. They're frequent flyers, too, by the way. You know, frequent flyer points? They got them. They got frequent flyer points. Uncle joke of the night. Wasn't very funny, though.
You had to tickle me to make me laugh.
No. Tickle me pink. What is that? Oh, that's the vent fan. So we've got our 16 gauge sitting over here on some 3-month survival food kit by Patriots. Right there, our 16 gauge. We were looking at it a little bit today. The one I did a short for members only for a few days, and now I switched it over to everybody. I just need to refinish the stocks on that one. Put a strip off the clear coat, get it down to the bare wood, put some walnut stain on it, and then put some true oil on it. About 5 coats probably. Oh, and I need to acquire some brass for it, some 16 gauge brass shotgun shells. Because it accepts 5.5 inch, 2.5 inch, not 2 3/4. Allegedly. Although I have fit a loaded 16 in there, but a unloaded gets stuck, but that's probably because it wasn't shot in that barrel. The answer is 3. 3 for what? I had a rephrase. The answer. Did you ask a question? Zero. I didn't know you got a question. I will say this: it is fun to restore old rifle stocks. It's pretty easy. Yeah, that one's a shotgun. It's very nice to find a group of men that are nice and love country and outdoors. Yep. Picked up another 835. This one is walnut furniture. Oh yeah, you got one the other day, right? It was that one was camo, wasn't it? And it was a pump. Ultra Mag or something it was called. Did last night roll up about Alger? No. The last one about owls that you said was no, that's bat poo. And then I had to rephrase, and then the answer is 3. No, it never came up. We appreciate you coming by, Webb. Let's see, both pumps, and yes, one is camo. Yeah, that's what I figured. The first one you got, I remember looking it up on my laptop. Oh, that was what, a week or two ago? You acquired that one in a boating accident? Allegedly. A lot of good guys in this chat. Chase, none of us are perfect, but we're all good guys. Yep. Even Micah when he comes in here. Russell hasn't come in. He didn't come in tonight yet. I don't think he came in last Saturday either. Sometimes what it is, he gets home from work and he's really tired because he has a job now. He was able to acquire one. And he works on truck parts, moving truck parts around. Leaf springs, brakes, rotors, like big trucks, semis, I believe. And he's like 63, so that ain't the funnest for him. He's more like 64 or 65. He's born in 61, if I recall. If you see an owl, you have to ask how many licks to the center of a Tootsie Roll. Nice to hear. Thanks, Crunchwrap Supreme 62. Crunchwrap Supreme. Let's see. And we've also all had boating accidents. Allegedly. That one actually it's an antique. So in my state, you can have it. You can acquire it directly to your house in my state, which I did mention in the short that I did of it. Because it's made in 1898 or older. Just had a Crunchwrap Supreme yesterday. Very good. I did 2 days ago, I think. Was that Friday? I think it was Friday. I didn't feel like making anything, so I had it delivered. I had a free delivery, what do you call it? Coupon to use. Free delivery, so that shipped to me for free. That's all? That was a cheap boating accident deal there, Brantley. Wow. How in the world? I know you got the other one for a good acquirement too, but the camo one, the Woodstock, you got even cheaper. Well, if it needs a little work, I mean, that's easy enough. I had a 0 yesterday, very yummy. And then that's when you renamed your channel to Crunchwrap? No. Although you can only rename it, was it once every week or something? A channel name? I forget. You're welcome. Excuse me. I don't know what the you're welcome's for. Maybe it was him answering the question to how many licks to the center of the Tootsie Roll. And then he gave the answer and now he's saying you're welcome. I don't know. I didn't get that. It switched to top messaging again. That thing keeps switching on its own without me asking. I gave Crunch a 0. From a 1 to 10, you gave him a 0. Aw. Me 0 are planning on going to lake this weekend to throw all of our stuff out of a boat by accident. The answer is 3 for Owl Tootsie Pop. Oh, yeah, your texts are coming in all wonky. It seems. Tickle Me Elmo, yeah. That one's weird. Some of these are coming in weird. I think it's because somehow it unselected all messages. That might be why. It has a small dent in the stock, and someone scratched their initials in the side, but other than that, it's pretty. If it's not too deep, you should be able to refinish it. If it's actually in the wood, you'd have to sand it down more than you'd want to on some, depending on how bad it is. I am scatterbrained today. Nah, I think it's YouTube messing up. They be tripping again. They always be tripping. They always on something. They always on something, man. Something from the streets. Probably from the hood. No. The hood. Yeah, like my thing reset. I've been on way more than an hour and 2 minutes, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I've been on almost 2 hours. The timer reset. Crunch, I lost my boat in a gunning. That can happen if you're foul hunting. You have a misfire or a mishap or ND. Get a hole in your boat. There goes the boat. Down, down, down. And I'm sure you won't be the last. My son is a 1883 and 1884 lever action that has Desmond Emmett carved into the stock in 4 different places. He's the 7th Desmond Emmett. I think it deteriorated the value. Depends if that Desmond Emmett was a popular person or not. If he was some like Jesse James or something character, then he would. As character, and I can make up a story for what it used to belong to. Yeah, we lost all our boats in a gun accident. I know, right? Ooh, allegedly. Well, we got 6 people in the chat. Appreciate you coming by the channel. If you're new, thank you for coming by. We do cave exploring, hiking, mine exploring, hunting stuff. We do all sorts of stuff, shooting content. We do rappelling, stuff like that off of cliffs. The real Desmond Emmett new Doc holiday. Really? That sounds like a good holiday, Doc. Yeah.
What's up, Doc?
I just also thought of that.
Bugs Bunny. What's up, Doc?
It's Doc, right? He didn't say, what's up, Duck? I think it's Doc. What's up, Doc? Excuse me. I have some stuff I need to put on eBay. A laptop that I need off. I have some loading dies that I don't need, that I'll never use. If you need some loading dies, I got a few of them that I don't need. One of them's a 243, I think, or a 3 something Win Mag. I forget. How long has your channel been going? Mr. Webb, I have been posting content since July of last year. My first short was a PSA 5.7 rock. And then I've been doing it ever since. So close to a year now. They're running cows from Arizona, Texas up to Montana in the summer and then back to Colorado. And I guess my great-grandfather or great-great-grandfather met Doc Holliday when he was in Glendale. Glendale was around then? I didn't think it was. If anybody needs any ammo, I have a bunch, I think, still somewhere that has never gone and get used, so let me know. Mail it like a mail and the other stuff to Jerome. Ammo can get shipped to my house here in Arizona. I don't live in California, so California has to get shipped to an FFL, which is stupid. Or if you have a curio license. But here in Arizona, you can get it shipped to your house. I wonder if YouTube would let you show us how to refinish pews. Brantley, have you not been following my shotgun? I've been showing somewhat, like, I've been showing videos of me refinishing one slowly. The other day I did a live while I was working on one with the torch and everything. I had flames and everything. Aquaholic Fish says they farted. Poor guy has issues. Poor fella. I believe you can just go down to the FedEx store and ammo, but I'm not sure. That or UPS. I've had things. USPS doesn't like you shipping that. And we had to get a count for the other stuff we're sending. Possibly, yeah. How can you tell when a moth farts? Probably if you see a little dust powder around them, because they're like when you touch them, they have that powdery stuff on them. Okay, I'll have to check it out. I have been so out of pocket. Yeah, so I've been restoring a 12 gauge off and on for the past probably 5 to 6 months, and more of lately I've been more aggressively working on it. It's here on the table here. Let me turn the flash on. So I did see the case hardening I did with a torch, but then the hammers I did blued, and same with that lever there I did blue, that front forearm I did blued. All those parts I did do. The barrel is twisted. Sorry, it's quilted Damascus, and I need to get the materials to do that. I'm waiting for TD Knives and Adventures. He's supposed to come and give me some metal etching solvent stuff for it. It's called snake pea or something like that. Talk about moths farting. Yeah, I know, right? How much have you had to drink tonight, Zero? I know, right? It flies in a straight line. Yeah, because normally they don't fly in a straight line. Crunch 3. I love the color, bro. Yeah, I did a non-traditional case hardening on that. So the right way to do it is you put it with charcoal chunks and antler bone, not antlers, bones and stuff like that. In around it with was it sand or something? Then you stick it in a metal canister and stick it in a kiln. There's 3 ways you can do it. That's one way. That's how they normally would do it. The second way is what I did with a torch with MAP gas. You probably want to use a different torch than I did, a hotter one, but it worked. It took a while. The other is you can paint it on with case hardening paint. There's a company that sells it where you paint it on and then put clear over it. That would be the least longevity because it would just wear off. That actually is with heat, what I have on there. Originally, it was just bare metal case hardening, that one. It looks pretty cool. And then once I get the barrel done, which I need to get that stuff from TD Knives and Adventures, Daniel, he's from Glendale area, I think. He hasn't been able to make it due to some struggles with his health as well as his dog passed, so he hasn't been able to come down here. Me and Zero should not be allowed to hang out together. Even we need to just go lose our boats in a fire accident and be done with. That one would be the most extensive that I've ever restored. There's a couple of them on this other side I need to finish, and then there's one down on the ground that I need to finish. That, like, I've never restored the metal or stock or anything like that on a shotgun, so this is a first for that, where I'm doing a heavy restoration. I'm not very good with my hands at all. Some of us excel in that, and some of us excel in other things. It's called varying gifts, because if we are all good with our hands, who would be good with their eyeballs or their sniffing or their brain, you know? Some people are good with their hands but bad with their brain. They make poor decisions with acquiring stuff. If you ever want a patina metal, you can use muric acid. You have to use gloves and a mask and then seal it afterwards. Correct. Yes, muric acid is one way to do it for etching. I tried a couple different things on the barrel. Unfortunately, it's not strong enough what I was using. I used peroxide, didn't work. I used vinegar, didn't work. I used acid toilet bowl cleaner. That could work, but you'd have to soak it for longer than I was able to. What I need is this other stuff that etches it more heavily. Muric acid. Yeah, my dad used to use muric acid for cleaning cooler pads, those thick cooler pads. And he'd wear gloves and a mask. Weird My Live went to Top Chat by itself, too. I did save myself $550 redoing my spark plugs on my CX5. Yeah, you talked about that. That's cool. Me and Zero are good at losing our boats in accidents. Brantley says I had to use a torque wrench, so I knew how tight to put them. I have never, ever used a torque wrench in tightening spark plugs. Never. Even when I worked at a mechanic shop. Now, if you work at a dealership, they probably would force you to do it. But I have never, ever used a torque wrench on spark plugs. I have for building engines, yeah. because I've rebuilt a few engines myself. The last one would have been my brother's. It's been a couple of years ago. It was a Saturn engine. What was it? 1.9 liter, I think. Crunch. What boat? Yeah, what boat? Dude, I don't know what you're talking about. What boat? I don't know what you're talking about. No such thing. Nothing. Yeah, what boat? 40 pounds is how tight? Foot pounds or inch pounds? Jay, I've been trying to put this crossbow together with Eleanor for 2 weeks. Like a week. Can't figure out how to do it. LOL. We're ready to just go throw it away. Throw it off the boat that we don't have. You could throw it off the dock, mate, into the river. Foot pounds? Yeah, that'd probably be about correct. 14 foot pounds. Inch pounds, that'd be barely anything. Yeah, I don't think I know. I've never used a torque wrench on spark plugs. No, I am. So I worked as a mechanic for part time, like 2 to 3 days a week when I was starting my own business as a handyman. Back in 19 till 2020, 22 was it? I forget. That I started my handyman business more aggressively, and then part-time mechanic, and then I went full-time handyman back in 2000, like during COVID, 2022, all the way till now. Let's see, I've been in this state for about a year and a half or a little more doing handyman work. Dropping a like, thanks, Kate. USS, ATF, bottom of sea. Let's see, I had AutoZone set it and didn't touch it. Oh, there you go. Do you still look at that when I wrote USS, ATF, bottom of seas, RET? Thanks for coming in, Kate. Are you going to be in, what's his name's chat later? At least he'll probably go live. I'll probably have to close this one down soon, but I've been live for over 2 hours. What's his name? Max, J-Mac. He was in here a little bit ago. He was here at the beginning of my live when I was washing dishes. J-Mac, the porch, as they call it. Yeah, I'll have to stop here soon. I need to get supper. I didn't get supper made yet. I had pizza for lunch. I made that about 11:40, 12 o'clock. I had 3 pieces. Well, technically, I had 3/4 of a pizza. All I know is that me and Zero are going boating later tonight in the dark. I'll be up all night and I'm going to make some tacos. Not sure where I'm welcome anymore, sadly, so doubt it. Oh, really? I'm sorry about that, Kate. I know there was a huge drama thing happening the other day when I was in there. Saturday night, or was it Friday night? That thing went wacky. I mean, went way south quick. There's a couple people in there ticked off. Do you see Pastor Spell bust that kid up? I did. Some people are mad at him. Thing is if you look, the kid threw the first punch. He walks up to him, and he threw the first punch, and the pastor put his arms up and then threw the second punch. Love doing handyman work, trained as a carpenter and tile and stone installation, but love fixing things, buildings. Yeah, I do decent. I haven't done tile in a while, but I do tile as well, and laminate flooring. I do some carpentry, some trim work and stuff like that, painting. Like and subscribe. Hey, 44, thank you, buddy. You're just making it. Appreciate you coming in, bud. Threw me to the bottom of the lake in a seafloor with an accidental boat sinking and firearms sinking. Can you tell me where the location is so I can acquire those sunken acquirements to obtain? Talked to Pastor Spell while I was in Pine. Oh, you know him. That's cool. I mean, what would I do if I had a family and someone kept coming up to me and threatening my family? Would I walk up to him and try to approach him? Probably. Was that the pastor's intention originally, to punch him? I don't know. Maybe not. He was just defending himself. The guy attacked him, so he defended himself. And like a lot of people are saying on YouTube posts, Facebook post, it probably wouldn't be that big of a deal if he wasn't a pastor. They wouldn't have blown it out of the water. There's no grid for the accident site. Sorry. Aww. Hello, me and Zero will drown and accidentally sink our boats and everything, and then Jerome will go get them with scuba gear, allegedly. I'd love to scuba deer. Some people ask me, have you ever scuba cave exploring? I'm like, probably will never do that. That's one of the most dangerous things to do. Underwater cave exploring. Wasn't even in there. I was just messaged. I was being called those names and just bleep. Wouldn't take it personally. Oh, yeah, I was in there, I believe. Yeah. Personally, but I am a mother who works 2 jobs. What was Sid? Wasn't it? No, it wasn't. I think I was in there some of the times that happened. Yeah. My apologies. Amphibious crap is super sketchy, dude. Trust me. Yeah, it is. Same with underwater welding. That makes you piles of money, though. Underwater welding or like underwater cleaning and pressure washing stuff, like pressure washing boats under the water and stuff, which you got scuba gear for all that type of stuff. Underwater cleaning, taking the barnacles off of big ships. That'd be kind of cool. High pressure water. You got a scraper thing along with you. Someone's got to do it. It puts a big enough drag on those big ships. Pastor Spell's my pastor's father-in-law. Oh, yeah? Interesting. My guess is his plan was to go over there and talk to him. I don't think it was to punch him out. But because since he was attacked, it happened. You put ordnances on a ship or some structure underneath the water and then set it off. You can feel the concussion from like a half mile away. Oh, yeah? What's up, Fonte? About done for the day? Yeah, well, sound in water and percussion really travels. Bradley says yes. Vontae, what's up, buddy? You're just catching us. We're probably going to shut it down here not too long. Watch one video on this family that dove some special caves and they found both the son and daughter near the cave entrance, but they did not make it out. So no thank you. Yeah, there was a lot of underwater cave exploring accidents because if you don't know the currents, you'll get shoved underneath something and you're gone. Never get notifications. Vontae, just like when I was on your live the other day when you were in with, I think it was last night or the day before with Twin, I didn't get a notification either. If you click on someone's channel and click notifications all, say if you never were notified before or didn't have them turned on, it'll pop up with a window, paraphrasing it here, that says, if you do not watch this channel enough, you will not get notifications, only in inbox. That's a paraphrase of it. So instead of YouTube fixing their issues, they just put a little balloon up that says, if you don't watch a channel enough, you're not getting alerts. So if you're not getting them and I'm not getting yours, it could mean that I'm not watching yours enough or you're not watching mine enough. I am on yours a decent amount, your shorts as well as some of your lives because I'll be scrolling. But I guess in their eyes, still not enough. Yeah, that just recently happened, like this week. Well, last week, because this week just started. You checked up on Polly at Vaughn. I've been busy. Brantley, what up? Crunch, what up? Crunch is raccoon, by the way. Got to watch more than I guess. The thing is I do watch Kentucky Ballistics all the time, and I never got his until I shut the notifications off, then turned it back on. That little balloon never popped up with him. Banana Ballistics is kind of half and half. Sometimes it's come up, sometimes they don't. It's weird. Not sure if good idea, but I'm going to try making supersonic 3.6 loads with Trail Boss. Supersonic, those are fast. Actually, I've been getting into making subsonic Magnum loads. Isn't subsonic Magnum like a 38 special plus P? Because it'd pretty much be a subsonic 357 Magnum. Let's see. Did you read what Pastor Spell said? The reason he walked over. Scroll up. I don't think that came up. Oh, subsonic. Okay, got you. Said he went over there to lay hands on the sick, but he didn't think he will be getting well anytime soon. The thing is, he didn't throw the first punch, though. The offender did, not the offendee. No, I've never did subsonic. Well, technically, I guess 45 Colt is subsonic, right? Because they're like only 800 feet per second or less. What's up, Stay Strapped? Patty? What's up, Pat? Load should be good to 100 yards if I do it right. Yeah, it's not far, though. But hey, if it's a pistol, it doesn't matter. Most people never shoot that far. We're loading 250 grain, .6, 0 at subsonic. 45 ACP and colder subs. Yeah, 45 ACP, like most of them are what? 795 to 900, if that. I have a few 45 ACPs that are a little hotter than that, but 250 grain subsonic .6s. I don't think I have any subsonic other than those two. Yeah, the Colt that I load, and then I do have stuff to load 45 ACP now, because I think I have the powder as well. I think I have the powder. What was that powder I was using? 2400 and 2300, I think. Accurate. I think that's what it was. Or no, Winchester. No, a 45 ACP will dump something, but if you shoot it in your house, will not ricochet allegedly. I shot one in my house, my other place I used to rent. RNT all 45 aren't 45. Yeah, I think they are. That's what they were talking about. I had one go through two dry walls plus hit a power outlet and sheared the wires. Tried 155 grain with 12.5 Trail Boss. Should be 1,035 feet per second. Is Trail Boss a slower burning than let's see, not 4570. Yeah, 4570 isn't. No, 4570 is pretty quick. Can be. I don't know any pew pews and nothing. Neither does you know who, but we may or may not have checked out what a 9mm and 45 speed does in the house a few times for fun. Kid said he was going to are his wife. Correct. Yep. I remember that. What the bleep are you going to do about it, Tony? Then he walked across to do whatever. Right. And then he went and hit him. The bad guy went and hit him first. Is it the donut powder? Very hard to find. Donut powder? That's called, donut powder is called powdered sugar. 4570, not 45 LOL. Yeah, big difference. Oh, there's a huge difference. 4570 is pretty powerful, especially if you get the plus P buffalo bore. Tell you allegedly that if you shoot a 9mm or 45 SP off in your house, it will not go through the wall and hit your neighbor. No, it won't hit your neighbor. No, it's too slow. Most of the time when you shoot a 45 ACP, the bullet doesn't even get FMJs, at least. Don't even get messed up. You can't even hear it outside. Yep, the kid swing first. Correct. Yep. The video shows the kid swinging first, and the other fella puts his arm up and then hits him with the other one, if I recall. But since it was a pastor, that's why they're messing with him too much. Just got a text from somebody. What are those, Zero? Zero, what in the world are those? You just sent me something. So boys and girls, a 9mm ACP will actually stop somebody if you dump a clip next to your bed, but anything else, it does not. Back in 2020, they arrested Bro Spell for not stopping church. Yeah, I heard about that too, which makes no sense because we have freedom of speech and freedom of religion. Trail Boss powder. Oh, they are little donuts. That looks pretty cool. Louisiana's still a little butthurt. Naughty. I don't have donut. I don't think. I have granules. I have round saucers. I have cylindrical. Rounds, like flat saucers is a faster burning, which is usually for pistols. The cylindrical is usually for rifles. And then not cylinder, like a bar cylindrical. Round sphere I had some of that in the 17 WSM cartridges that are emptied out. Other than that, I don't think I have any round. Maybe I do have some cylindrical. I think I have some for 45 ACP that's cylindrical. Super curious about the circle patch on your shirt. Oh, that's my my old logo for my handyman business. So this is my old work shirts, light blue. My new ones are dark blue ripstop. But yeah, it says handyman. Of course, it's backwards, and then here it says service and more. Now my other ones say my actual business name, J Grunwald Repair, and more or something, or J Grunwald. Then on the bottom, repair. I can't remember. And it has a picture of me on there, crossing my arms. Let's see. I'm biased, but I'm a big fan of the 300 Win Mag and 44 Mag for monsters on the bed. So this lever right here is a 44 Mag. I don't have a 300 Win Mag. I have a 300 Savage. It is a great for subsonic loads and powered for caliber loads. Oh, okay. Yeah. Because that would be really fast burning then. What's up, Lancelot? Funny it comes in 1 pound containers, but only weighs 9 ounces. How does that work? Obviously, they're not charging for a pound of powder like most of them would be. How's Lancelot Moore? How's he doing? Haven't seen you in a while. In a little bit, mate. We're slowly getting more likes. We almost have 50. I've been on in 2 hours and 20 minutes, roughly. Very cool patch. I love these style shirts, especially for working. It is so fluffy. 36 a bottle. 36 cheeseburgers a bottle? Crunchwrap says, I don't know if this is the right altitude, but my thoughts are if you're actually worried about your life, then use the biggest thing you can grab. Well, yeah, I have a 12 gauge behind the door in my bedroom. Allegedly. Yeah, I've been quite busy. How was your weekend? I actually was pretty, okay, Saturday I did, what did I do Saturday? I cleaned up some trash and stuff around the yard and stuck it on a trailer and got it all strapped to take to the dump. And then, I didn't go to the dump though, and did some cleaning of the house a little bit. And then Sunday, yesterday, I didn't go to church. My back was hurting a little bit and I just fell off. So I listened to a sermon online on YouTube that I listen to off and on throughout the week sometimes. Baptist guy. And then we had today. I want the one of 2 pew-pews that Kentucky Ballistics has. My list that he has is endless that I would like. I want to find a 4E57 lever and put Ranger point on it. Ranger point, I'm not sure what that is. But yeah, I would love to get a 357 lever too. 36 for 9 ounce. I finally found some, and the factory has been put of order for about 4 years. Oh, back out of order. Been out of order. Gotcha. There might be allegedly a 3.5 inch Magnum pump at the shotgun by my bed with slugs in it. I don't have slugs in mine. I have, I think it's double-aught buck. I think it's double-aught buck 6-shot I have in mine. If not, it's a Coyote Magnums, one or the other. Super X's. Right, he has some really nice pew-pews. He does. The last one he acquired, I forget what it was. What was it he did it on last time? I can't remember. Oh, was it last time he had... No, it wasn't last time. It was time before. He had a whole bunch of subscribers come out and shoot big elephant guns. But last one was... What was it last... He probably has one posted because every Monday he usually posts one. He might have posted one while I'm alive here. A little double buck shot, then a slug, then double, then buck, then shot, and then double. So what some people run, which I might want to get some, it's double-aught buck 9-shot, but the double-aught's just barely smaller than number 6, or is it number 7 buckshot, double-aught buck. You have 9 pellets instead of 6, which actually I acquired some of those the other day. Let's see, where's that box of them? I acquired a box of them. They're up there somewhere. At the gun show not too long ago. I keep my Typhoon F12 with 3-inch double-aught buck and 10-round mag. Cool. If you have actually had someone shoot at you, you know the versatility of a shotgun. I've never had any shotguns ran at me. It would have been a BB gun. A BB gun, which does not shake the earth. You can spend some beans on 3.5 inch. Oh, definitely. Especially turkey TXX or TSX turkey loads. 21 a pop. Yeah, for like 5 shells. Yeah, 3.5 inch Magnum shells are not cheap for sure. I'm trying to think if I have anything that shoots 3.5 inch. I think all mine are older stuff. So like my 2 pumps that I have of 12 gauge are only 2 3/4. My 20 gauge can do 3 inch. My 12 gauge bolt action can do 3 inch Magnums. It's the bolt action original Goose Gun 12 gauge. And then my 10 gauge Beretta Silverhawk can do Magnums. I think those are 3.5 inch turkey load Magnums. 21 a pop per. Wow. Hardest 12 gauge to find is 9-shot. Found one box for pattern testing. So I got one the other day. It's 9-shot. Let's see if I can find it up here. I got it at the gun show. They had a box of it. That's game load. That's varmint. That's coyote. That's coyote 4DREQ. That's number 4 buckshot varmint. Where's that at? I know I have a box of it. Maybe I didn't stick it on. It's number 9-shot. I got it for ballistic testing too, but I don't even know where it is. That's slugs. That's double-aught buck. Where's that at? Because this is game load. That's regular old shotgun. That's 16 gauge. That's 16 gauge slug. That's biodegradable shells. Huh. I don't see it. I'm not sure where I put it. It might be down. Is it up here? No, those are 16 gauges. I had bought a box of it at the gun show the other day, back in April. They're number 9-shot buckshot. Be right back. Okay. I'll be honest with you guys. Allegedly, I don't realize that you could use longer shells and shotgun chambers for shorter shells. I've never had any accidents. Well, mine, like, they're only made for 2 3/4. I think you could do a 3-inch in a pump, like if you do one at a time, but I don't think it would eject. Oh, here it is. Here they are. I found them. Here, 9-shot buck. There's 5 of them in here. I got it for $10. Or no, $5. They were $1 a round. If I recall, I got it for $5 and there are 5 rounds in here. 12 gauge, 9 pellet, double-aught buck. 5 cheeseburgers. Box of 5, 105 before shipping. Where are you buying them? Like, there's 5 of them in here for $5. Sorry. Yeah, I think that's what it was. Why? How? Why? Ha ha ha. If it tests good, I will have my local consumer get a few cases. Yep, allegedly I can attest that you can shoot a 3-inch Magnum in a 1937 single-shot Winchester. Let's see here. Repeatedly before you realize you're not supposed to put 3-inch or 3.5-inch sleeves in it 4 years later. Don't like a 410 TTS 5-round box is 62 beans. Yeah, those TTS are expensive. No, these aren't bio shells. These ones aren't. This is not a bio shell. I have some bio ones over there. I don't think this one is. Yeah, I have some bios. They're duck shot. Heavy load. I got them in California when I lived there, so. Yeah, 410 is hard to find. I actually found these 2 out in the desert the other day. One's a 3-inch, the other one's 3.5. This one's perfect shape. I mean, I'd stick it in, fire it. This one has a little dent right there, but I think it would still fire. And then I found this 12 gauge right here. I won't fire that one. It got ran over. It's a Winchester Super X something. I don't know. It's an older one. Dollar drill to just blurt things out. I heard from my local that tungsten loads are going to go through the roof due to metal shortages. Cheaper to buy 12 gauge 3.5-inch magnums than it is for 10 gauge now. I buy 10 gauge. My local gun shop gets them off and on. Oh, 410. Let's see. The last 410 I bought was a while ago. I might have got some slugs. No, the slugs. I got some 410 slugs from a swap meet, and then I have some of those defense round 410s that are Winchester. They have the big BBs and little BBs. They're for the Defender little handguns. Hey, what's up, Chris? What hull do they use? Are they reloadable or are they one and done? For which ones? For 10 gauge, 12 gauge, which one are you talking about, Chris? I mean, most of these hulls, even for 410, are reloadable. This is a 410 here. If you have the right stuff, you can reload them, change the primers out, and all that good stuff. What's up, JP? Hello there, folks. I hope you all had a swell Monday. Hugs and kisses to you. Aw, how tender. Double tap them screens, folks. We're almost to 50. Just told the kids that they have to shoot the 20 gauge because I can't afford 410. The thing is 20 gauge is like the same price or more than 12. 105 per box was one Pew broker I didn't buy. So yeah, these right here are number 9 shot. They're called Royal Buck 3x3, 1,345 feet per second, 9P. Right there. Hey, work in progress. You just got a free subscription. If you're still in here, shout out to you. Thanks, Webb. That's what these are. Rio Royal Buck 9 pellet. I got a box of 5 for $1 a round. I think that's what they were. I don't think they were 10. I'm pretty sure they were $1 a round. I didn't get a receipt, so. But yeah, these are made by Rio. I don't have that many things made by Rio. They're from 1896, supposedly. But yeah, we were talking about how 9 pellet buckshot's hard to find. This guy had loads of them at the gun show back in April here in town. Yeah, there you go, work. Rio's okay. Yeah, I always figured it was a cheap brand. I don't know. Thing is, every firearm company or ammo company has cheap and more expensive, so. Sorry I'm late. Just joined the stream. Yeah, and I'm going later, too. Where's okay, W Web? Yep. Let's see here. My friend owns Danger Close, and he has 12 gauge that shoots rubber ducks. Yeah, what's his name had some of those. Civilian Tactical. Anyone have thoughts, experience with the Stoger 9? Not me. Welcome, brother. No, I was talking about 9 shot. That is smaller than 8 shot lead. Number 9. You talk about number 9, not 9 pellets. Number 9 shot is hard to find, you're saying, for shotguns? Person I can't talk about because she's active duty, top secret, security clean, has Stoger 9, SD9. Cherry discount was under 200. Is the most reliable 9 ever seen. He also has rock salt loads. Yep, those are easy to do. I mean, I could do that myself. Yeah, double out buck. Yeah, this is double out buck 9 pellet. You're talking about number 9 shot. I actually have some number 9, I think. Basically, the ST9 is exactly what. I have some number 9 shot. Is that number 9 shot? Yeah, number 9 shot 410. I've got 2 boxes of it, and I think I shot a couple out of the one, though. Right here. I think I shot maybe 5 or 6 out of this box. 410, half ounce, 2.5 inch length, number 9 shot. 410s. Rock salt loads go for big beans. You can just make them yourself. I mean, you might not want to make them in a brass because it's going to eat up the brass, but thanks for that donation, whoever gave it. Work in progress. Thank you, buddy. 12 gauge, 9 is hard to find. Let's see. I have 12 gauge. That's number 8. This is 16 gauge, number 6. 10 gauge buckshot. That stuff was kind of pricey. Double-aught buck 10 gauge. That's number 8. Number 8, light load. Number 6, 20 gauge. Is that number 6 as well? Yep. I think that's number 6. That's number 2 shot. Number 2 shot Remington 20 gauge. Yeah, I don't have any number 9, 12. I have number 8. Why would you want number 9? That seems way too light. The wind carries 8 really good. 9 would be even more so. So I don't know about the slides, but I know you can interchange the magazines and firing pins and stuff like that. That's cool. Everything I've ever found in 7.5 to 8. Yep. Or smaller, or bigger it should be. Like a lower number, but bigger projectile. Let 17 and 15 and 30 round magazine for clock fit the STR and function quality. That's cool. Roto Metals has number 9. Hey, you hear that, Zero? Chris, Y7RE says Roto Metals has number 9. So, well, if you're loading yourself, you can find number 9 shot and just load it up yourself. Like, you can find, I think you can find, definitely you can find 7 and 8 pretty easily online. The actual, the projectile, the little BBs. Crunch STR9 has a very aggressive grip. I like the PSA version personally. Oh, the PSA dagger? JP says, for sure. I got a trade offer for one. Just wasn't too sure about it. It's a Gen 3 clone. I might check it out. Crunch says, the only problem I didn't like about the STR9 is that it's too small for my palm, but it fits who perfectly, and it's really cool. You have to break it in and oil the crap out of it. Got a new over-under, and it is having pattern issues, so 1 to 9 to try. Oh, did you try 7, 7.5, and 8? Because I'm pretty sure they make 7.5 as well. Would highly recommend anybody get an STR9. Obviously, we got it cheaper because of military discount, but it's actually the same as a $1,200 Glock. What Glock is $1,200? Maybe the Gen 6 all with the slide cut? I don't think even a Glock with the slide cut at Gen 6 is $1,200, is it? And YouTube, nothing is ever for sale here. It's for educational purposes only and the enjoyment of my subscribers. Let's see, did I get another notification in? I got something in. Reloading Center replied to somebody. It's a group I'm joined to on Facebook. What else we got? Below average Utah dad post a couple things. Cash out payment received. I got a couple things from friends off of Facebook Messenger. Tactical posted some stuff. Anyways, yeah, 7.5 group best and 8 overall is all over the place. Huh. Well, I learned they made 9. I had to try it. Everything expensive now, you know that. I don't know what happened with the clocks, but people freaking out around the prices up. Supposedly they're going to quit them. I don't know. Because they're easily switched to that switch. The thing is a switch is a restricted item anyways, that it's an NFA item or whatever they call it. So unless someone obtained one illegally, they're all obtained legally anyways. So it makes no sense. I shot both the PSA dagger and the STR9 Thursday, and the dagger wins hands down. And I hear the RXM is just as good too, if not better than the dagger. I think when it comes to those two, it's more of a personal preference, the dagger and the RXM. Pretty sure. Hey, we got 50 likes. I was hoping to get 50 likes before we close the live down. 50 likes, sweet. Anyways, if you like the channel, thanks for coming by. It's Desert Armory and More here. Most people just call me Desert. We do cave exploring, hiking, outdoor content, rappelling, mine exploring, shooting content. Check us out. Please consider subscribing. It's free. And one of these days we'll acquire one. It's just there's other things I'd rather get than another 9M, right? Because I have so many 9Ms. I think I have like 8 to 10 9Ms. I forget. The last one I acquired of 9s, was it the Desert Eagle? Last Christmas I got for myself, or was that my birthday? I forget. I got something for my birthday one time. Ruger makes the RXM. Ruger. Rega. Yeah, they're decent priced, I've heard. Especially if you can find a used one, but I don't think I've ever found a used one other than online. Like local pawn shops or my local gun store. No, I have not. I think it's because people like them. I did see at one place a brand new, well, it was lightly used, Kimber K211, they call them, or something like that. I was like, they just came out with these. Really like the Security 9 Ruger. I'm trying to remember. I think I know what the Security 9 looks like, but I think I like the look of the RXM better. Some of the Rugers, I'm not a huge fan of their handguns, how they look. Some of it, yeah, it's just personal preference. I mean, I'm sure the thing's great. I'm sure it's fine. It's more of an ergonomics, how you like it. I'm biased, though, because the factory's down the road. Exactly, yeah, you're up there in Prescott. So they got one right over there. If you're the one I'm thinking you are. I agree, Bryant. I don't remember what the compact Ruger is. It was a lot nicer than even if it's $100 more. That's the RXM, yeah. And I like the Security 9 trigger. It's more of like an entry level, that's why. I believe the RXM is way better, trigger-wise. 39 is something I own and have shot. It's dead on. Yep, Prescott. Yeah, there's another person from up there, but they haven't been in there forever. I have a cousin who lives in Prescott Valley. He was talking about moving down to, was it down here in Tucson? I can't remember. Where his brother's at? It's the cousin that his mom passed away from cancer, my aunt. She passed away a couple months ago. LCR Max Magpul 380 coming soon. Oh, see, like that LCRs are so small, but I've never knew they had a Magpul one coming because they did that with the RXM. Let's see. I replaced almost every trigger allegedly to look like a 2 or 3 pound because that's what my background is. So if I get something in economy, allegedly it ends up getting modified slightly. Allegedly, I'll have to get the RXM now. LOL. Yeah, one of these days I would like to acquire one. They come in different colors too, if I recall. Also have the 357 LCR. 357, that would have to be the 357 SIG. Because I don't think they had that in a Magnum. The Ruger American 45 9mm, full size are nice. They had those in American? I forget. I knew they had those in rifles, the American edition. Yeah, that would have to be a 357 SIG LCR. Because they didn't make that many semi-automatic 357 Magnums. The Conan was a 357 Magnum semi-auto. And I think they made it in Desert Eagle, I think, had a 357 Magnum semi-auto. Ruger, I have MPR and LC45. MPR? What in the world is an MPR? Never heard of it. LC45 sounds like a long Colt 45. Hey, Jordan. Yeah, we're running late tonight. We've been on close to 3 hours. I need to get out. I keep saying that for the last 30 minutes probably because I need to eat supper. For a full disclosure, though, I hate pistols, allegedly. Wink, wink. My speed 6 on Pew Pew Broker. Nice. They have rifles called the Ruger American. Yeah, that I remember those. I didn't know they made pistols that were. But before those came out, it was a pistol they made called the Ruger American. MPR 5.56 rifle, gas length AR. Oh, okay. Light compact revolver. Oh, I'm thinking of the LCPs. That's why I was mixed up. You are right. They do make that in the 357 Magnum. Thank you. LC is 45 carbine. Okay. Headed out. Nice to be here, and I hope you and everyone has a great night. Thanks, Webb. Yeah, I need to head out too, guys. We got 50-50 on our votes there. Yes, 50% thinks teeth are part of the skeleton structure, and 50% think it is not part of the skeleton structure. Watching the Patriot movie clip on YouTube. Oh, I think I saw that pop up on my feed. I saw that pop up on my feed. If it's the one I'm thinking of. Let's see, I'm a fan of 357 mag. Yeah, I like 357 mag too. I have a pistol of it. I would like to get or acquire somehow a lever someday, but I grew up shooting 357 mag sometime. My dad had it. He had the Ruger GP 101, I think, or the SP 100, one or the other. Anyways, appreciate you all coming by, guys. We got to close the live down. We've been live about 3 hours almost. Appreciate you all 51 likes. Awesome. Appreciate you guys. Flamethrower 3-inch barrel. Mine's 4 3/4, 5-inch, I think. You have a blessed day, blessed night, blessed rest of your life. Sorry you couldn't spend more time in here, Jordan. We were already on quite a while, so appreciate you all. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for the 4 jewels. And thank you, too, for the 2 donations. I got one through Buy Me a Coffee. If you want to donate, it's in the channel description. There's a link there. We also had one through Cash App of $10. Appreciate those 2 donations as well. And thank you for buying merch, Mr. Webb. We have merch now as well. That is in the channel description as well as our channel store. Remember, you can never go wrong serving Christ. He is the way, the truth, and the life. No man cometh to the Father but through Jesus Christ. Have a good night, y'all. See you tomorrow, Lord willing. Appreciate you. Till next time, folks. Love yous. Bye.